What is going on, people of the internet? It is I, British Man Hawk, and with me is co-host Retro Geek Zen. What is going on, Zen? I
Hey,
guess today we're in more of a gaming topic, as we're going to be talking about mobile, like false advertising, early access pricing, and like maybe some of that sort of stuff, and the new Avengers game. So, do you want to start us off, Zen?
yeah, I think maybe advertising in general, because I have been writing up a feature at the moment on advertising, and I've spent most of my life in advertising. And it's funny how, if I look back on my past, I was so passionate about making fucking cool design stuff, but in the end of the day, it's all advertising. And it's almost like it hit me like a 2-ton fucking heavy thing the other day, that advertising must be the fucking worst industry to be in, because everyone in the world hates advertising.
Oh yeah, I've pretty much come up with a rule at the moment where if I'm watching like a Facebook video, as soon as I see the wheel goes ad start, I'm like, that's the video end for me. Like, I
Well,
don't care how many minutes are left. I'm just no, I don't. I'm not waiting for this because I think Facebook is the worst for it because when the advert's playing, if you were to go to somewhere to another tab and go, look, I'll go to this other tab to like
mm.
this, they'll literally pause the video and wait for you to come back, and I fucking hate that. I
It's like it follows you around. Like maybe once upon a time, it was like billboard ads, or print ads, or TV ads, or magazine ads, and you close the magazine, you pass the billboard, whatever. It doesn't follow you around. Whereas now, that when you Google, Swedish furniture or some shit, next thing you know, there's an IKEA ad on your Facebook or Instagram.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
it
Google
follows you.
does. Yeah, but Google does sell your information to Facebook and everything like that. And
Correct.
I don't
Correct.
I don't necessarily mind it too much because sometimes you can actually get some pretty good deals on it. But I just to me it's like TV shows and videos and that. I think I don't like it when it's in the middle of something or if it's unskippable because it just gets in the way. It
Right.
ruins the pacing, but also at the same time, it's like I could just be doing something else, like something really quickly, and you could just be in the background playing your fucking ad that I've seen 100 million times that I don't care about because it's an ad about going on holiday and the lockdown's happening at the moment. International flights aren't a thing at the moment, so
Well, it's funny. Like when I was so into advertising, I remember a mate of mine from uni um, ended up getting a really cool job at a company that had so many racks, like computer PC fucking racks, that actually rendered uh, film, and they were doing a lot of ads for big companies, like really big companies. And so the ads that you see on TVs, these guys were the ones that were creating those ads. And um and he was hired to create a design division of those. So rather than doing shitty ads on TV, their intention was to create really fucking cool ads on TV, like with CG. And they had the computer grunt to do it. So they were looking for young, creative people to join this business and change advertising. Um, and when you start a division like that, you create a show reel. So the idea is you create a bunch of fake ads that are, you write your own brief. You make something look so fucking cool, but it's not real. It's like an ad for, it could be an ad for a chair, or an ad for a fucking sports channel on TV or something like that. And these guys made the ultimate show reel. Show reel. It was so fucking cool. Every single bit of talent they had was put into this show reel, but it was just a bunch of fake ads. And everyone that would come to my place, I was living in Darlinghurst at the time, in the city, and I'd always just whack on this VHS tape of my mate's showreel that had like 10 ads in a row that was so fucking cool. And I remembered one night having an entrepreneurial mate, entrepreneurial types, want to make
mhm.
$1 million in a year or whatever. And I sat him through it, and I said, fuck, you got to check out this video. It's fucking my mate. He's just so fucking amazing. He's done this show reel. And at the end of the 10 minutes, he's just looked at me and just gone, I don't get it, Justin. Like, I just watched a whole bunch of ads. And like that, just, it's interesting because that's exactly what it was. At the time, I fucking hated him for it. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Didn't you see the talent in that? But in retrospect, now I'm like so fucking awake to it. It's like, holy shit, yeah, I just made him sit down through 10 fake ads.
Hmm.
So it's interesting. It's gotten to a point for me now where I can see how ads are even more intrusive than ever. I can see that people who are just starting out in a career in graphic design, someone who's just like come out of high school and they've just signed up for 4 years of uni to do advertising. Like, I get it, everyone's at different levels in life, and I get it that they're so passionate, they're so excited. But like, fuck, what a hill to climb, man. Because the general populace surely hates ads. Like, I can't think of anyone that I know that's ever said to me in life, ads are fucking awesome.
See, I think when people say that, and like, not obviously a shot at you, but I don't think people can actually honestly say that with 100% truth because we don't actually hate ads. We just hate the intrusive ads, as in we don't mind an ad or a trailer for a movie or a game or some kind of tech that's coming
True.
out, and
And okay,
it's just
okay,
like, oh my god, this is awesome.
there are good
I
ads as
really want
well.
to get
Listen,
this.
mm,
The ads we don't like are the ones in TV, the ones where you're watching a show and then all of a sudden, as the character's about to do something, it just stops for 5 minutes to do these ads. You've seen them 100 billion times. They're not interesting. There's always the annoying ones, the ones that you just go, I liked them at first, they were pretty funny, but like become really stale, and the stuff that you just go, this is complete bullshit. Nobody even wants it anyway. But
no, you're bang on, man. I actually, I think you've just proven me wrong in some ways. In that, like, you're right. Like, I think, oh, I don't know. Like, okay, I like movie trailers, but I fucking hate them these days that they show you the best bits. So, some of it I'm still at war with, but I get it. Like, it's almost like I don't mind news, but I think ads. I think it's gotten to a point where ads are just so full of lies and deceit, and like, you know, this whole thing about like they've done so many studies and they've got so many statistics on like you only have 3 seconds to catch someone, or if you the bus goes past and that ad on the bus had to grab them within 3 seconds, or
yeah, which makes
there's all
sense.
this kind of stats and shit. So in order to grab someone, it's almost like clickbait titles, right?
Yeah.
YouTube videos. It's like you only have that split second to
Well, the actual thumbnail and everything like that is in
correct.
essence advertisement itself, and the
But
title
don't you find those
itself.
titles are like almost like they've got nothing to do with the actual video itself a
Yeah,
lot of the time?
yeah. I've clicked on a few videos where they've gone, oh, I've done it again, or this has happened again. I'm like, oh my god, like this sounds kind of interesting, and then you click on it and you watch the entire video, and you're just like, this
That was
was like
shit.
so boring.
Yeah.
And at no point, although they've got a thumbnail where they're doing like this thing, and you're just like, that looks really cool. What they're doing, and you click on it, and it's like, oh, by the way, I did this early today, and it's just like maybe a photo of them doing it. It's like, no, I wanted to see you do it, not like just you tell me about it for like a few seconds.
Well, part of like as a Mac user, you just sit through the ads. But like part of PC culture got me into ad blocker, right? So ad blocker's been fucking awesome.
I'm using it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. And it gets fucked up sometimes because it's like YouTube catches up with the algorithm and then you have to download the latest ad blocker and shit like that. At the moment on my PC, it's a bit fucked. I don't see the ads, but it has a blank screen and it says like fucking something's wrong.
No,
But
it just says playback error, and I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
sure. I'm happy to sit.
I'd
I'm
sit
happy to
through
sit
that
through
over
that.
an ad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, like I get it that like these people are creating content, like even from the way we edit our videos, Geeked Out and Zen Podcast, there is no editing going on because there's a lot of effort that these guys put into their videos. Like I can see the amount of hours they put into their daily uploads, and they do a lot of work on whether they're doing it themselves or have another team to pay for. They're paying for. I have no idea, but there's a lot of work there, and like I understand like some people in the comments are like they're okay with the ads because they're happy to support the channel or whatever. Um, but but that ad blockers just saved YouTube for me personally. I When I go to a mate's place and I'm like, you got to check out this video on YouTube, and I go searching on YouTube and I find a video and I press play and I have to sit through like 2 or 3 ads in a row before the
Oh,
video even
I hate
starts.
that.
Dude, I'm like, what? You don't have ad blocker? And it's like a lot of people don't have it. And
I'm hating that they've actually started like stacking. Like
yeah,
you'll literally see in the corner one of two ads. And you're like, I have to sit through fucking two of these things.
well, you know what's even worse? So what I found is a lot of the people that I follow on YouTube, what they're starting to do now is they completely understand that people use ad blocker. So what they're doing is they're putting the ads in the video.
Yeah, I've seen videos where they've literally put them like throughout the video, or
Throughout the video.
though I think I can't remember his name, not top of my head, but I remember him saying like, I know people don't like ads, so I always put them at the end. I'm just like, that's pretty cool. But like once the video ends, it's like that's it. I'm not watching anymore.
I'm not watching the ads. Yeah, exactly. So for the advertisers, it's like it's not so good. If you're an advertiser, you want to sponsor someone, you want people to see the ad, and then they put them at the ends, and people just close the window. So I get the catch-22, but it's like, fuck, man. Like I don't sympathize with it. I just can't. Like,
I don't know.
when
Maybe you can make like a banner, like on YouTube, can make like a banner that'll just like sit under the video or something. That's so like just not intrusive towards it, so that you can be like, oh, I can see that this is sponsored by this, or I don't mind it when they sometimes break and go, oh, by the way, this is sponsored by so and so, and then they go on about it. Though sometimes it just seems very disingenuous. Like, oh, these guys are the greatest. They'll basically just suck you off, and it's just like, okay.
I hate it, man. Like even when I was running Zen and like Zen got out there and stuff, and I had a lot of followers and a lot of reach. I did accept sponsorship from a bunch of brands, and I did do the thing. Like they uh they put me in a pigeonhole. Like I was just doing my thing, and they came outright and just said, "You're a social media influencer, and we'd like to hire you as one to." We'll pay you money per month and we'll give you free product as well.
Yeah,
So
but
long as you talk about it and
as a few as
represent
a
it.
few
And
as a few people say, if someone went, we'd like you to sponsor, we'd like to give you like we'd like you to sponsor us in this video, I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that unless I know I like your product. Like if it was like Lorien Studios went, we'd like you to advertise Baldur's Gate 3, I'll be like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. I fucking love that game. I've loved that game so far. But if like Call of Duty came up, Activision came up to me and went, hey, we'd like you to
what's that
support
shit mobile game again that like all like skill
Raid
up and all
Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. So we all know from like we can smell it a mile away, right? Like if you had any kind of fucking knowledge or a sense of fucking
It's a pretty
spider
typical
sense.
to me. It's a pretty typical mobile game.
Right. So you already know that like they're crapping on about it for like 2.5 minutes maybe at the beginning of their
Well,
videos and saying
in
that
fact, I just want to preface this. I've not actually played the game, so I'm not saying it's a bad game.
I'm saying it's
I
bad.
to
I can smell
now
it, man.
I haven't played it, and
Me
it's a
neither.
rule. Yeah, but it's a rule for me. I cannot
Right,
say
right,
a
right.
game, movie, or that is good or bad if I've never played it.
Dude,
But from what I've seen,
I'm usually
I
the same. Like you
yeah.
base everything on experience, but I can't be fucked to download that game.
Oh, I'm not ever gonna download that game. But to me, it just looks like a typical mobile game
I
that
can just smell it.
you'll get a few things, and then it'll be like, you need this much energy to do the battle, but then you'll have like only so much energy. But then they'll be like, oh, by the way, if you pay a subscription, you'll get this amount. And then,
Dude,
oh boy, by the way, there's loot, but oh, by the way, you can just pay for new heroes. I'm like, no, get away from me. I'll burn you.
there's no way, it's a game that will, it's an advertiser or whatever that fucking they've got enough money sitting there. Like when they launched that game, they had a budget to launch that game, and they will give you $3,000 or whatever to every video you do from now for the next 3 months, whatever, will have fucking an advert that you have to read off a script for. And man, I don't know, like I can say honestly right now that even if we did get a good sponsor,
No, I could never do it unscripted. If they ever went, you
Yeah,
need
but
to give this a
even if it's a good brand, I think that, I mean, you and I haven't had a conversation about this. This is the first time we're ever talking about it,
and it's live on
and it's
this.
live. But I'm fucking like, yeah, sorry, exactly. So if I'm fucking, if I go against my word one day in future, like I'll fucking get flamed for it. But I
Oh
can
fuck no!
confidently
If we
say,
got an ad, and I went, yeah, fucking, oh, I'm fully, we should support this. I fucking love it. And you're just like, no, this is like heaps mediocre. It'd be a case of it has to be unanimous or not. It's like
but
no.
even if it's a even if it's a brand Bobby Lee is a comedian and he's got a podcast and he's been doing it for so many years, man. Him and his wife started it so long ago in their lounge room, and now they've taken off. And he's fucking. I watched his show the other day for the first time in a long time. I watched his show the other day, and because he had Mike Bisping, a UFC an ex UFC fighter on an ex champ, and I watched the episode because of the guest that he had on the show, and he's interviewing the guest, and it's just getting juicy, and then it fucking cuts to an in-channel ad where he'd pre-recorded this ad, but he cut his own show with his own ad, and he's talking about a product that stops his hairline from receding, and yeah, okay. I get it that that product is probably something that is helping him in life. It's stopping his hair from falling out. But even though it's a good product or he believes it's good and it's working for him, I'm like, I don't need to fucking watch this. So I feel like even if it was a sponsor that we both liked, even if it was a sponsor for a game or brand or I don't know, something that we fucking both liked or a food company, I don't care what, you and I agree that the product is fucking awesome. I still don't think it has any place on the show.
To be honest, I think that's sort of a thing we'd have to get to because as much like with everything in life, as much as we'd be like, right now, right here, right now, we'll say that no adverts on this thing, but it's like, okay, but when we come to that, we might be like, okay, well, we do have to do this. So
Oh,
I'd say we'll have to cross that bridge once we get to it because
yeah, I know that.
like I
I'm
said,
very aware of that saying, but
like you said, like when if we were to if a gaming company came up to us and went like Zen, you're like a super influential
I'd
like
be
guy,
like,
and
get
like
fucked,
let's
get
say
fucked.
let's say it's like a car game, and they're like Zen, you're like super influential in the car like thing,
Yeah,
and they're just like and Hawk, you just seem to like this game. We don't even know who you are. Can you just go over there? Okay.
I'd still be like, get fucked, get
And
fucked.
we were both like, fuck yeah, this is like a heaps awesome game. It's just like, okay,
I
well,
love your game, but get fucked. That's what I'd say. Like honestly, it's just like I think a lot of people out there dream of sponsorship. A lot of people I get it. Like I had a conversation cuz I put a call out on my Facebook a couple of days ago about like I'm doing podcasts again. Who wants to do a podcast with me? And I'm shocked that like rather than no one responding, I got a fucking shit ton of people that want to be on podcast. And then I started clicking on their names and checking out their Facebook profiles and stuff. And like some of these guys are just like, I don't know, entrepreneurial types, like fucking want to make $1 million in this year or something.
yeah, who
They're
doesn't know?
they're wearing nice leather shoes and fucking tailored suits and shit. Um, and uh, man, part of me just wants to get them on the podcast just so I can have a big fight with them. like I even had one guy in one guy was in messages with me saying, "Come on, Justin, there's nothing wrong with selling out. Selling out can be all right. Just don't sell out so hard. Just sell out a little bit." I'm just like, oh man, let's go, ding ding ding. You know, because
Yeah, but I think you
we're all
could
at different
argue.
stages in life. I get it. I get it. I get it. You know.
Yeah, but then I think if you would say, don't sell out hard, just sell out a little bit, you could be like, no, selling out is an absolute. You either do or you don't. That would be my response. Like
Look. I
it doesn't matter if you go, I'm gonna sponsor this little company because or I'm gonna sell like this big company. It's just like, oh, isn't selling out just selling out though? Like it doesn't just seem like an absolute.
Look, I just think there's different levels. Everyone's on a fucking different level in life, right? You know, that I watched the UFC, and you know that I've shown you a couple of videos of Israel Adesanya, this New Zealand. He's a champion, and he's the a huge Naruto fan, right? And he does all the fucking dance moves, and like he's so cocky that he will do a dance show walking into the ring. If you
Oh
fucking
yeah, no, I've
lose
seen
that
it.
fight, yeah. But if imagine if you lost, right? No
Yeah.
other fighter does a dance like that going in. And if you lose, oh my God, the world will laugh at you. The world today, society today will just go before and after, you know? They'll do the dance video and then show him fucking knocked out on the floor. But that guy, he fought like Superman recently, like just a couple of weeks ago. He fought a guy that like body wise looked like Superman, like had all the muscles, all the bulk of a superhero, a Marvel superhero. And Izzy is this sort of lanky, skinny guy. And everyone, man, I'm talking about everybody in the fight scene just thought, yeah, if this guy Costa, Superman, gets a punch in, Izzy's gone. Like, this Superman has so much power that Izzy's going to be in trouble if Costa gets a shot in. Just one shot on Izzy, and he could be knocked out. So everyone fucking doubted Mr. Naruto, man. Everyone doubted him. Everyone. And then the thing is, when the fight actually happened, Superman couldn't get a shot in. Izzy just picked him apart, like completely demolished him and knocked Superman out to the ground, KO. And it just goes to show that everyone in the after post shows, everyone on YouTube that was a fight fan that runs fight channels and stuff, they all just came to the conclusion that Izzy's on a completely different level. It's
Yeah,
all
but
about
to be honest,
levels. This
yeah,
Izzy
but to be
had
honest,
over 100 fights. So he's just on a different level. And like you can't look at the physical. You can't look at like both of the fighters were unbeaten, but Izzy has 100 fights, whereas his other guys only had like I don't know, like 6 fights in the UFC or some shit like that. So not many, but yeah, like man, Izzy picked him apart so hard that it's the Naruto thing. It's the like what he's doing is like standing up to the bully, and that's what he said after the fight too. He just stand up to. He was being bullied by this Superman for the whole lead up to the fight. He felt like this is just another one of those bullies from high school. You know, he looks like Superman. He's fucking huge. I can't
yeah,
beat this
well,
guy.
him doing the whole like dance thing,
Mm,
obviously showing his enthusiasm. To be honest, if he lost, I honestly wouldn't really care. He's lost,
me
so
neither.
he's
Me
lost.
neither. You got to lose. He's got to lose, man. Like he hasn't lost yet, but
Or
he's going to lose. He's
As
going to
Bunter
lose.
said in initial D's, like when he's talking about his son, he's like, he only hasn't done one thing in the car, and everyone's like, what is it? He's like, he's so amazing, and Bunter just like, he hasn't lost yet, and it's like, holy shit, and it's like technically true, and then he fucking blows out the engine.
Yeah. Yeah, like Izzy has to lose. Like it's not human to not lose, right? I think, and when you lose, you only get better. So I think when he does lose, if he does or when he does, I think
Well, weirdly enough, it's very anime if he does to
right.
when referring to Dragon Ball, um, with the first tournament arc, um, Roshi's literal envision or his hope is that Goku and Krillin will lose because he's like, yeah, they are at the top of the game, and that's the problem. If
Yeah.
they win at at, at this level, they will not want to progress because they'll simply be like, I'm clearly already the best, so what's the point in going any further?
Yeah, that adversity always it's a new challenge. I mean, he hasn't lost, so he has no idea what loss feels like.
Well, I imagine he's lost in some ways, just not in sort of USC like
He hasn't
something.
lost in the UFC. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's unbeaten in the UFC. So, um, but man, he the weirdest thing about that guy as well is that throughout his entire journey through the UFC, a lot of people in the UFC, they play it safe and they call out someone that they're going to be able to beat, or they think that they can quite easily beat. But Izzy, the way he's done it is he's called out the scariest guys. Um, and he's champ now, so he's defended his belt a couple of times now. So it's kind of like uh, nothing scary to him. But there will be someone that comes along that just fucking beats him. Like a loss. I almost think a loss would be good for him.
Well, if he loses, it just all comes down to what does he do afterwards. I mean,
Right, exactly, right. You don't just like pack up and fucking call it a day. Like,
I
surely
mean,
he,
didn't Ronda Rousey? She obviously lost against Kelly Holmes, and then she took like
yeah,
ages, and then she came back, lost again, and then just went, "No, I'm out," and then went to
yeah,
WWE, and it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
really?
yeah. That's a shame because yeah, that's a shame. I mean, but she had a really good run, and I think there's a whole lot of people on YouTube that make fun of her about that. But man, you can't deny how long she was a champion for, and she brought women into the UFC. She represented and opened up the doors for so many women in the UFC today. So I feel sorry for her. Like, that's the thing. That's what I hate about modern society. Is like, man, you. It's like that. Isn't there a saying that you're only as good as your last fight? It's like, get fucked. I've been fighting my whole. If she's been fighting her whole life, and she was a fucking Olympian and shit, and everyone's just like paying her out about getting kicked in the head, and like, y- it's sad. Like, I feel like, man, that's coming for me. Like, you and I are now, right now, just even doing a podcast like this, we're putting ourselves out there to get head kicked and for everyone to just fucking laugh at us. And that's what I hate about modern society. Like, that's what I hate about today. Is like, you could have done a radio show in the 50s. Fucking no one's gonna remember it, man. If you said some shit on it, like, no one's gonna fucking dig shit up. But you do some shit today.
Oh, yes, they are.
Don't you think
Yes,
so?
they are. Oh, today, yeah, people dig up so much stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just nasty. That's all I'm getting at. Yeah, agree with you. It's just nasty. It's like you could say one thing wrong from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and yeah, you're right. They'll dig it up, and it's like they'll judge you on. They'll ignore what you're doing today
Yeah,
and
but
just
that
judge you on
that's
something that you did yesterday.
yeah,
And
but
it's
that's
like,
become
get
like a
fucked.
yeah, but that's become a biggest problem. Like something that was considered socially acceptable 10 or 20 years ago. Nowadays, it's like, you said this 10 or 20 years ago, so you, and it's just like, whoa, whoa, calm down. It's like, yes, it's not okay. And yeah, I'd look back on myself, and that was clearly something I stupidly said. But back
Right. Right.
then,
And
that
then, like,
that
why
was
should
that
you
was
be held
considered
accountable
okay.
today for something that you said fucking
And
yesterday?
and,
It's
and
just
also, and it's also the big thing of, okay, yes, you brought that up. It doesn't change the fact that I said it.
yeah, that's right. And like, it doesn't. If you say that you believe what you said was wrong, like, fucking, that should actually count for something, as opposed to like, nah, you're fucked. Fucking delete.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe, unlike,
Like,
dislike.
yeah, if you were going like, I hate this thing like from like 10 years ago, but like nowadays it's like, no, you can't say that. It's just like, well, like 9 years ago or 9 years ago and like 4 months, I was pretty much like, I completely disagree with this movement. It's terrible. Like, it is the worst thing ever. I want to get out of it. And you do. And someone drags it up and goes, "Oh, you were like this 10 years ago, so like you're a terrible person." It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not like that nowadays, and I got out of that stuff.
Hundred
It's
percent.
terrible.
100%. Yeah, it's just gonna. Yeah, it's just, how. What's weird about today is, it's like, back on that topic of different. Everyone's on different levels. So if you put something out there like this podcast, or you put something out there for, not even for feedback, you fucking just put it out there, and like, people will chime in on what they hate about it, but you didn't even ask for that. Okay, like, sometimes you put something up, and
No, but criticism is good. Like, oh, by the way,
If you ask for
uh,
it, it is. If you ask for it, but if you don't
no,
ask
no,
for
so, no. Sometimes criticism, even unasked, can be good. Like, hey, guy, like instead of going, oh, by the way, look, it just depends on like how it's presented to you, if it's malicious or not.
it, well, it's rarely constructive these days. I can definitely attest to that. It's um, like Sam Law, for example, right, from our Discord, he's really happy with the logo that I designed for him. And what's good about that is I'm happy about the logo that I designed for him too. So we are both happy. In other words, it's pretty much the perfect client um, creator situation, relationship that you want, where you have a job, the client's so happy with it, and I'm really happy with it as a designer too. So I show it off in my portfolio. He's proud to rock it as his brand, his image. And so it's the perfect job in my view when I'm happy and the client is happy. And so I posted it up on Reddit. Big mistake because I fucking hate Reddit, man. But I posted it up on a design subreddit, and like it wasn't pretentious. I posted it up. I said like, "Oh, this is just a simple logo with some negative space design," and it got a lot of upvotes. It's still getting more every day. It's gotten over 50 upvotes, which is like a lot more than a lot of the new posts on there. But upvotes are easy to do. You just click on the up button because someone likes the logo and they don't comment. But the loudest people are the ones that comment, right? So all the comments, like not all, but fuck, at least 5 or 6 of the comments are like, "Oh, sorry, but I don't like this. Doesn't work for me." And it's like, there's nothing constructive about that.
Yeah, but like to be honest, those just like cool. Okay, it's like unfortunately you have to accept, like with this podcast itself and
Mm.
everything like that, is that some people listen to it and go, "This is so boring. I don't want
Oh yeah,
to
sure,
listen to this
sure,
anymore."
sure, sure, sure.
And to those people, all I'll say to you is this: okay, I have no problem with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
but it'd be nice
making.
if they gave constructive criticism as opposed to just in the comments just downvoting us, and then in the comments saying that was fucking boring.
Yeah,
This is boring as shit.
unfortunately my curiosity would be like, well, I would like to know like why. Like,
Why? Yeah,
I won't mind you being
that's what I
like,
mean by
well,
constructive. It's like these days people are so quick to. I'm the same, man. I like writing nasty comments underneath you. I like downvoting videos on YouTube. Like if I fucking see a video I fucking hate, I'm so quick to fucking hit the
uh,
downvote
I
button.
I
So
I very rarely do that because it's
yeah,
just.
I can't talk. I'm a prick as well, man. I fucking do.
Oh no, I just don't do that because it's just like, okay, if I don't like the video, I just won't watch it. That's. I don't see the need to downvote it. So.
Uh, there's a girl who she's an Aussie and she got a job at IGN and she got pretty big and now she's running her own. She quit IGN and started fucking hammering IGN. Which is what I would do too if I took a big job at IGN and then I
Yeah, but
fucking
I have
like,
many
woo,
problems.
I'm gonna fucking take them for a ride as well and get some hits on this video because I'm paying out my ex-employer. But she was like really stoked that she got a sponsor to have one of those gaming chairs, man. And those gaming chairs, as an automotive enthusiast, and Recaro chairs and Bride chairs and stuff, those gaming chairs are a direct copy of I thought like a fake shitty Chinese or Taiwanese copy of
Bucket
race
seats.
seat. Yeah, a proper race bucket seat. And they're not really designed to be super ergonomic or super comfortable. Like they're just more designed to fucking hold you in place for when you're cornering hard. And for her and other people that are sponsored by those chair companies to spurt on about how fucking comfortable these chairs are and stuff like that. So I wrote a comment underneath one of her videos, and man, because she's got such a huge following. Like, so I commented as Zen or as myself, I think, and I got fucking raped. I got raped, man. I got rimmed so hard. Like every single fucking fat cunt out there that was like dreaming of being in bed with this girl just
Simping.
came. Yeah, every fucking sim. Because I was clicking on their profiles and checking them out, and they're like fucking fat guys that I had Instagrams of like selfies with them with a little kitten or something, like just sad cunts, but they were all hammering me, smashed me because they were such huge fans of hers. And she ended up like blocking me and stuff like that. So it's all good. I'm
Well,
still
it's
like, I'm a troll too. Like, I fucking hate trolls, but like, holy fuck, if I gotta call it out sometimes, man. I just can't help myself.
hey, each their own. It's
I
the way.
fucking
It's the way it's got to go.
I left last week. I left Ben Shapiro a fucking hate message on his Facebook on his YouTube channel. So I don't. I mean, he's probably never going to reply, but I don't give a fuck. It's like I hate. Oh, at least I was constructive. At least I'm constructive, or at least I try to be. I'm not
Look,
just gonna like leave
people do
random hate.
if people dislike the video and don't want to give a reason, that's okay, cool. But I prefer that you do give a reason, like like Hawk, you're yeah, something you geek out too much because of this, but then you don't seem to know so much about this, or
Yeah,
you guys
constructive crit, man.
or
Constructive crit's
going
where it's at.
you guys cut off each other way too much, and
Yeah.
it's like yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Or sometimes where it's like you guys say or something like that a lot, and it's just like yeah, because we don't rely on a script.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I mean, even the podcast that I did last night, I rewatched it back today, and my second word was um.
Oh no,
Ah,
I just remember this Rags video that I watched, and he was doing this video about some guy, and throughout the and one point the guy was like going so this is
um,
and he kept saying like this, and he goes, oh, this is why you get a script, and so you don't think, and then you can just edit out all the and everything like that, and I'm just
heaps of
like,
people do. Heaps of people edit the fuck out of their videos.
but at the same time it's just like yeah, but
I've been watching so much of that politics shit, and like people who are anti this or anti that, they have their little YouTube channels, and you can see them editing because they're saying the same thing. They're saying an actual sentence or a paragraph, but you see the video of them cutting, and it's like, holy fuck! Like you can't even say a sentence without cutting it 3 times. It's just like it's fucking embarrassing, man. It's like they obviously don't know how to speak well. They come across as speaking well because
I
if you just listen to the podcast, if you just listen to it, it sounds really congruent and like absolutely like fucking sharp as a tack. But then when you're watching it and they're cutting within a sentence, within a paragraph, they're actually cutting the footage. It makes me realize like they must be sitting there. Imagine their fucking blooper reel. They'd be like trying to get a sentence across, and they're like, oh fuck, take two, oh fuck, take three, and like that's embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing.
yeah, I think the weird ones is the jump cut ones where you look at a video and you're literally like they'll say a sentence or a couple of words and it'll jump cut and you can actually see them jump cutting it. And it's just like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
okay,
It's embarrassing. Like they're literally the footage is choppy. Like they're still sitting in the same position. They're still looking at the fucking webcam that they've got, and they're cutting like within a paragraph. They're cutting 3 times. I'm like, dude, surely you could have just said that ad lib without having to cut it 3 times. It's just like I don't know. It's embarrassing, man. You know what's even more embarrassing, and this was part of an old podcast on Zen, but like um those that YouTube vlogger style of like setting up it's like fake acting. It's like a vlogger will be like the uh the video might start with just footage of their bed in their bedroom, and then it cuts to like them walking in, and then they walk up to the webcam and they're like touching it. They're going, oh, is this on? Oh shit, it's on. Oh, hi everybody. And it's like that acting, like the fakeness of adding what you
Disingenuousness of it, yeah.
right of you acting like like you feel like you need to do this to make your content shine, but actually it's just fucking cheese. Like I have nothing against cheese. Cheese on top is good, but I mean cheese in like this is shit. Like why do you have to act like this or like walk into the room and sit down and go ah and it's like what? Like I don't know, it's just
I enjoy it when
yeah.
they do it as a literal joke. They're just like, "Oh, hi everybody," and they're just like, "You're." I can tell you're doing this like as a piss take. You're not actually.
That's cool, right? Like they're making fun of it, but
And it's like, "Oh wait, where did you guys come from? I didn't know you guys were here." And it's like I can tell you're doing this as a piss take, and that's actually quite funny.
well, the thing is, the biggest vloggers in the world do it, and then everybody that wants to be a vlogger thinks that they have to do it, and that's the sad part about it. You know, like the biggest
No.
vloggers in the world will be like they'll be on a beach and the camera will be in their face and go and they'll be like, hey, welcome to episode fucking 323 or whatever, and then the camera will actually have been mounted on a fucking drone, and then the drone will go up and then you'll see them on a fucking chair on the beach, and next thing you know they're in the fucking Bahamas, and it's like, oh my god, fuck off. Wow, I'm being such a
Uh,
hater tonight. I'm being
yeah,
such
clearly.
a hater tonight.
No, yeah, sometimes I don't mind it, but sometimes it's like this is kind of annoying
It's a fucking
when they
advertisement.
do it. But it's just and the whole like just because they do it, you should do it. It's like no, don't. It's just you don't want to be recognized as like the second hand of this person or like this person. You want to be seen as you. Like I am Hawk, not I am sort of like this guy. Like
It's
yeah,
just
yeah, being you're being described when someone's like, I'm recommending you to this because it's sort of like this, isn't necessarily mean that you're going to be like shit. Like they can't say that I'm just this. It's like no, they're sort of trying to recommend someone with something they're familiar with the person that they're trying to recommend it to is familiar with, so that they can gauge what they're sort of getting into. Like
look,
saying,
I get the
hey,
entertainment. It's entertainment, right? I get it. It's like a jig and a dance, and I get it. But it's not like a fucking Michael Jackson moonwalk, man. Like I know, but I get it. I get it that it's trying to be more entertaining, but I'm I don't want to even call myself old school because I'm not. Like I've fucking been going on about how old I am, but man, like imagine anyone that's like even my mates that are older than me listening to me saying that, they'd be cringing. They'd be like, "Fuck off, Justin. I'm fucking 10 years older than you," you know? So I get that, but it's just like there's something old school about like the saying of content is king, man, and it's just like I am always about the content. Like I just am. Like I just value I don't care if the quality of the audio is not perfect. And the fucking bass of your voice is not fucking bassy and sexy and fucking perfect. And um the content will always I will always value the content more than the fucking razzle dazzle. That's all. I get it, man. If you fucking like it the other way around, then there's all types of people in the world. I'm just being fucking narky tonight.
I don't know. Sometimes it's a mixture of things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just what I mean. Look, like I totally get it. Like production and like even with my design course, right? Like it was always 60% concept. Like you were judged every single brief that you got, you were judged on 60% concept and 40% presentation. So what that did for us is um, one of your fellow students might have the fucking most amazing looking presentation, man. Like they had on their fucking boards like the hottest fucking graphics, man. The stuff that you're drooling over. But as soon as the lecturers come up to you and like you have to sit there and present your work, and if your concept was shit, they wouldn't even look at your presentation being
Yeah,
so
as
hot.
much as as much as I'd love to agree with you and say yeah, content is king. It's just like whoa. I mean, I think there has to be a balance because say take a cartoon or an anime for example, like the actual story in that could be fucking amazing,
Mm.
but then the voice acting could be the worst thing ever, and you're just like it just really pulls you out of it. So you can't obviously you can't say the voice acting is the key part of it because it's like no, you could have incredible voice acting but a really terrible story and show, so the voice acting is purely wasted. But then if you flip it, it's the exact same story. You could have an incredible story, but if you've got shit actors, it's just wasted completely.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I look. I think absolutely it can be looked at both ways, but I suppose for me, it's kind of like I will still sit through a shitty old game that has bad graphics because the
I actually
story's good.
wouldn't imagine you could do that at all
Well,
because
I've done it. I've done it. I've done it.
I've literally seen gone, hey, would you want to play this game? You're just like, no, I don't like the graphics. They look shit, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But if I hear enough reviews of the story being good, like Fallout One, and like I'll fucking sit through it, man. I'll sit through the pain because it's like, um, no, but you're right though. Like, fuck, when it gets to a point where the graphics are so fucking shit, I can't deal either. Yeah, you're right. So, I still look at graphics as content too, though, to a degree.
I mean,
degree.
I do actually want you to play the new Baldur's 3 game because the graphics look fucking amazing,
Yeah,
and
you posted a video. Yeah.
that opening cutscene, oh my god, that was just pure beauty. But at the same time, like,
Wait,
yeah,
what
but
what kind of game is that? Is it like
yeah, I don't think you'd like it. It's like Divinity, but a lot more
yeah, it's like yeah,
complex.
right.
It's
Mm.
like full on D&D as well.
Well, I
Actually,
can see on our Discord right now that Jace is playing Doom. That's
yeah.
getting desperate, man. If Jace is playing Doom, that means he's shopping right now for the next game.
Oh well,
Sam's getting Destiny 2.
I'd love him to play Baldur's Gate 3 with me because the combat is like really good in it because it's like fucking difficult.
Did you ever play that the two brothers that were in prison
Two brothers that were in prison.
and they're breaking out of prison and it's like a co-op game. You
Oh,
play with two people.
you're talking about is it a Way Out?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you ever play that?
I got it, but I don't have anyone to play it with.
Oh, that's so sad. I thought Jace would be
Uh,
down for that.
I wanted to play Baldur's Gate 3 with me because we played Divinity 2 together, and
Mm.
It's basically Divinity 3, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I've pretty much got somebody else on to getting it with me, to getting it as well, like maybe later, because I've basically gone. There's vampires in it, 100%, and he's like, I'm sold, and I'm like, yes. He's literally like vampire crazy.
I fucking love vampire. That's the thing, a lot of people hate Twilight and all this fucking like cheesy shit, but like I fucking love it all. I love
Oh yeah,
everything vampires.
he is hardcore. He loves Twilight. He like turns to me one day. He's like, do you know what? And I know this is going to sound weird, but the vampires in Twilight are technically the strongest vampires. And I was like, what the fuck? No, you can't say that. And he's just like, yeah, no, think about it. And I'm just like, I,
Nah, they're not though.
and
They're not
I was like,
though.
I can't accept this. And I was trying to make arguments. It's like,
I'd
no,
say yeah, he's
but he
wrong.
was like, no, if you think about it like this, they're resistant to the sun. I'm like, oh, I guess, yeah, technically.
Actually, that's pretty good. No, but what about Anne Rice? She had the vampire Lestat was resistant
But
to.
I've only seen the first movie. Like that's my knowledge of it. He just said that and actually made a good point. So I was just like, I'm like, I can't concede to this. Like it's Twilight for God's
No,
sakes.
I think Anne Rice had it down pat, man. Like I read her novels. Like that's the thing. I haven't read many novels in my life, but when I was in school, I fucking read Anne Rice and like uh I bought them all, man. I bought all her novels, the entire series. Like it was one of those things where rare occasions for me where it was book before movie. When
Yeah.
they released that movie, I was like, oh, they're missing, they fucking forgot this scene and that scene, and like I was just that critical person. Um, but yeah, Anne Rice is a fucking nut job, man. Like she wrote like hardcore erotic novels under a different name, and I bought one of those, and my god, she's sick in the head.
Yeah,
she's
but
sick in the head. She had like this novel about like every single character in this novel had like horse tails, like dildos in their butts with horse hair at the end of it, and
that's an actual
um,
thing though.
there were signs like you'd go to a pub and a pub would have a sign out the front, but the sign was actually like two people, fucking each other and stuff like that. And it was just, as a kid, it was just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Like,
but there's like that. That's all that sort of stuff. I mean, like when you talk about like movies like Human Centipede, you're just like, who? At what point did someone go, "I'm
I,
going to make this," and it's
my
just like,
god. It's the girl that I shot with tonight. She was talking about what you just talked about. She was like, "Yeah, their asses are stitched to their mouths, and
yeah, it's literally three people stitched from like
ah,
ass to mouth, and it's just like, I was just like,
fuck.
no, I was
I
just like,
haven't seen it.
I've never seen it either, but I'm just like, no, that's just fucking
I don't
weird.
think I need to see it though. That's the thing. Like, this girl's a sicko, man. She's so hardcore fuck yeah, that was funny. She was talking about that tonight. But the Anne Rice thing, right? Like, the thing is, at the time I was in a rock band, and I was discovering
Rock
rock and
on.
roll and shit like that. And it's like, when you read a novel and you don't know what the characters look like except for the sort of descriptions they've given you. So you either take an actor from Hollywood or someone in your head. For me, they were completely like made up characters in my head. But to have this vampire Lestat join a rock band in the novel, and
Funny thing is, I'm literally just looking her up, and I'm look like I literally just clicked on the vampire Lestat. I'm like,
Lestat.
that sounds so familiar,
Oh,
and then
dude, and like he joins a rock band with like a couple of teenagers, and then like he hops on stage in front of like an auditorium, like a fucking football stadium, a huge crowd of people, and he just starts singing, but he has no microphone because he's a fucking vampire. He can like project his voice and just sing so loud that he doesn't need a microphone. And just as a kid reading that shit, I was lost. I was just fucking loved it. Loved
oh,
it.
I struggled with I think I struggled with books when I was a kid myself. I was like I was reading it and just like I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't actually properly process a book for some reason. Like I
Oh,
was
I'm the
reading,
same, bro. ADHD, man. I
I
hardly
was re-
say anything.
no, I was literally reading a book and then I'd get to like this next part and I'm like I don't know how we got from here to here. But then when I'd read it like years later, when I'm like now, I'd be like I fucking like. I remember this book and I was like, I had like so many trouble because I just didn't get it. And then I'd read it and be like, oh, I can see why. I'm just like, I just for some reason completely missed or forgot about this part. And I'm like, okay, I don't get this.
Yeah, like that's the thing with books. Like, I don't know. I think with books, the thing is there's so much more. Um, oh man, I really should read more. Books are so good in that they require you to use your imagination, whereas a film dictates. And that's the thing. Like, I hate it when books, like, okay, for example, everyone got into fucking Dan Brown. Dan Brown released his fucking, what's that movie that he did, the Da Vinci Code. So the fucking whole world goes, whoa, the Da Vinci Code, fucking read it. And so the problem with the Da Vinci Code for me is I started reading it, and the main character, Robert Langdon or something, they start describing, no, they're going on about this character, okay? So I've already in my head got like, not Brad Pitt, but I've got like someone like a fucking
You got
Brad
Tom
Pitt.
Hanks.
Well, fuck, exactly. So I've got like someone in my head that is like looks a certain way, and then like you get like a quarter into the fucking book, and then they go and he goes and fucking describes his character as having dark hair and fucking a mustache or some shit. I'm like, you motherfucker, you've just ruined this whole book for me because now I have to change the character in my head.
Nah, I've done. I can't remember which. It might have just been with the Harry Potter books, but it was like with some other books as well. And they were describing the character. I'm just like, I've literally just got this person in my head. This is just the person I'm sticking with.
That,
And
that's
when the
what
and
that's what I
when
mean. I had to stick with my character, but then they go and fucking again halfway through the film they go and say like his fucking belly is sticking out when he's jumping over a fence or something. I'm like, no, my character doesn't have a belly. So I don't know. That's one thing that I don't like about books is like,
No, I can't. I'm not like that strict to like. I am imagining
mm,
this character. He is at this dimension of and if they're like, he's got a mustache. He's actually a fat. He's actually a fat fuck, and I'm just like okay, well,
you're like,
I'll
fuck that. I'm still sticking with my character.
no. I'm just like, I will alter him to like this, but this is essentially what he looks like. This is vaguely what he looks like.
I fucking
I
hate that,
pretty much
man.
am just like, this is the character I've got, but at the same time, like I've sort of like got a vague idea as like this is this altered character and this is what he looks like.
I fucking hate that. That's the thing. Like with the Da Vinci Code, you know, you're reading this and like you are the old fucking fat cunt. You are Robert. Like, not he's not fat, but you are this like fucking old dude. And like, yeah, of course, your sidekick just happens to be the hottest chick on the fucking planet, you know. And it's just like, ugh. But yeah, I like the book.
Mainly
Whenever
because
I
you're
was.
like, oh, it has to be the hottest dude.
Oh man, fucking guys are funny. I just had a memory of like sitting a mate of mine down with a good girlfriend of mine, and I sat a mate down and was like, dude, like he was single for so long, so it was like we just sat him down and said, shut your eyes, man, and just like think of your dream wife, girlfriend, kind of future partner. What do you see? And he's shut his eyes and he's like, Megan Fox. we just we're like, come on, dude. We're like, come on, man.
Yeah, but at one point you're not. How anybody be lying if they didn't just go picture your perfect wife and they weren't just like my celebrity crush, like, oh, do it, Hawk, Jessica Alba, Jessica Alba. Yeah,
Oh fuck, dude. Are you a Jessica Alba fan?
I, I'm attracted to her, but that's
Oh
about.
my god, she's so hot, bro.
Yeah.
My god, like that's the thing. Like I fucking I was about to say it. I was so close to saying that I hate kids. I don't hate kids.
I don't
I
believe that for a
dislike
second.
kids. I dislike kids, but my God, I would have all of her children.
Or as some people refer to it, I would protect if she took a shit in the corner, I would protect it with my life or something like that. It's like okay.
Oh man, that's so funny. Oh man, I'm like fucking
What you
on fire tonight. I think I'm. You know, that's the thing. Like the other night, I did a
and
podcast.
just so it just be thing I can see him right now, guys. He's not actually on fire.
Not really, no.
Yeah, no.
Just had a bit to drink, but that's the thing. Like the other night, I did a podcast with a guy who lost 90 kilos in 1 year and got off opioids and stuff like that. It was awesome podcast, but the next morning when I listened to it,
Yes, I did listen to that myself, and
my God, I
I'm gonna be brutally honest with you.
yeah.
I at one point I just turned it off. I just couldn't watch it. I was just like it kind of annoyed me a little bit. I was like, honestly, I think that if I actually was on that, I'd be like, I would so be your guys' adversary. Like you guys said like a couple of things that I was like, no, I don't agree with this at all.
Oh no,
You're
that's
like
cool, but
so wrong.
that is cool. But I was so drunk and I was swearing so much. You know, I was like swearing nonstop. That's what I hated about it. It wasn't so much about what I said. It was more about like, oh my God, I was swearing every third word. Fuck, fuck,
Now
fuck was such a bloody
the
bad word.
only part I can remember clearly in my head was just the part where you guys were talking about social media and the news, and I was just like, it just annoyed me. I'm just
Oh, dude, that's got nothing to do with it, man. End of the day was you know you can't always get to the juice straight away, but like I really wanted to know how this guy that the last time I actually saw him in real life when he rocked up to Zen Garage and he was like 3 times bigger than he is now. You know, like that was more the bit that we wanted
oh
to.
yeah, yeah, no, I totally get that. I was just trying
Yeah.
to be like
So
brutally upfront with you and just say
no,
like,
no, totally, yeah. I mean, fuck, man. Every single time that I bring up something to do with politics in the last, like, you got me into it, bro. I fucking hate Trump. I fucking hate him so much, and you're the only person that I've ever met that's convinced me to at least do some research. because I never heard of Biden in my entire life. And so after talking to you on Discord and stuff, like I started to
Yeah,
look
but
at
that
different.
that's that.
You
Yeah, but that.
actually got me into this American politics shit. It's you. So like me posting shit on Facebook, the amount of hate I've gotten, bro, the amount of fucking hardcore people that have come up and like they're writing long posts and shit about like you know, why I shouldn't vote Trump. I can't even fucking vote either way anyway. But it's just like people are really angry at some of the shit that I've posted, and I blame it all on you for sure.
Oh, I blame our old friend Jake. He's the one that got me into it because at the start he was like, I support Trump and everything, and I'm just like, and at one point I literally said, don't support him right now. See what that changes. You can't fucking vote and everything, and he got pretty fucking cut about that.
Yeah, people are triggered like that. I
But
hate to use the word, but
unfortunately,
they're
I
triggered.
looked it into myself because I got on the bandwagon of no, Trump's a shit cunt. He's all like he's so anti and everything. He's a Nazi and everything like that. And I'm just like, this is so true and everything because that's just like him and everything. But then I started doing like research and everything, and
Mm.
you've seen the results of him right now, and I'm just like, wow, there's like it's so not as true as like everyone. He's actually condemning them. He's actually doing a lot of good. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just
Well,
so twisted, and it's
dude,
just
it's so
like
twisted. What I've realized is that like there's so many media outlets that are every single media outlet is one side. Not they're not doing the right thing, which is to be in the center. N- None of them are.
yeah,
There's not one single fucking channel that I've found in the last 2 months of researching this shit. There's not one single news source that is not biased one way or another,
yeah.
and
No,
that
I
really
think you
upsets
did.
me.
I think you did bring that up in your podcast with your mate, and it was the fact it's like unfortunately nowadays, and I've seen like YouTube videos where it has actually done this because
Mm.
that's why I hate watching the news because they can edit stuff.
Dude, it's nasty. I
But
can't believe it, man. I didn't know CNN and Fox and shit would be that bad, but
no, I've seen this guy. It's like Leafy Foot or something. He was talking about this video. This chick basically tried to get him fired from his job because in the YouTube video he's just like, oh, by the way, I disagree with this, and disagree with this. So she was like, I so disagree with you that I'm gonna get people to do a whole letter campaign to get you fired from your job and everything like that. And obviously it didn't go through. So
yep.
he made a response to that going, oh, by the way, like, this didn't work and so on. Like, I'll go and calmly do that. So apparently this chick went to this news agency and went, this guy's essentially like harassing me and bullying me and everything, which is obviously not true. But they literally like used like this one in particular part of his clip and then chopped it off just before he was going to the full explanation and
Mm.
used that to justify the whole thing. And I was like, I cannot trust watching the news. I prefer to read it online and just research across everything else because there's just like
Well, there's no one in the middle. That's the thing. Like, so it doesn't matter whether you research it online. Like the New York
yeah, but
Times
that's
is
the that
anti-Trump, and
yeah, but
yeah,
that's why you got to do your research because you're seeing the argument from
yeah,
both
but it's
sides and
almost
you can
double the
come to
work. That's the sad thing about it. It's like you can't just go to one place and just get the fucking
yeah, but
the good and bad for both.
then becomes the problem is the fact that yes, you can try to avoid it, which you won't because you just can't nowadays, which means that basically you're going to be influenced by this narrow view that
Yeah,
people
but
are post, posting it because I am because in fact just before I got like said like Trump's not such a bad guy and everything like that. I mean, I'm not a fan of him, and if it was reasonable, I wouldn't necessarily vote for him if I could, and I definitely wouldn't vote for Biden, but I'd prefer like somebody else.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. No, but I was so
it's just
anti-Trump
yeah,
when you and I first
you
started
were like
talking. I
super
was so
anti-Trump,
anti-Trump. Yeah.
and I was like, have you even looked into it? And
No,
you're
I
just like,
hadn't. I hadn't.
no,
Yeah,
and it's
you're
just
right.
like,
I hadn't.
there
I
you
hadn't. Yeah.
go.
Yeah, yeah. I'd watch like I don't know, fucking CNN's louder than some of the smaller channels that I'm watching.
Well, I'd literally
So
go to like I'd literally be passing like my parents watching Nine News, and they'd pretty much be like, "Well, Trump fucks up again." I'm like, oh, fuck it. What's he done
yeah,
now? And it's just like,
that's what the point was. I was about to just bring up the point of the saddest thing about it is that if you haven't done as much research as I've done in the last 2 months, like some people would say, fuck you, Justin, I've done fucking years of research against Trump. Yeah, sure you have. But what I've done, and I'm fucking good at researching. I'm a fucking good stalker, man. Like I know how to,
Not
I just
something.
said I just admitted that on a podcast, but like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, I'm just good at doing my research because it's just something that I know the internet. I fucking was there when the internet started, so I know how to do this thing. And it's like I have done double time watching all the pro Biden and all the pro Trump stuff. It's double the work. And what I read on people's feeds is that they're only watching one side. And it
Yeah.
really fucking upsets me
It's
because
referred to as an echo chamber.
they're like, they're calling a black and white, but holy fuck, it's not. Like even in one of the podcasts I mentioned, like one of my closest friends, man, is a girl that I used to go out with. Like she's literally, I have so much respect for her. I love her so much. And she used to be so mad at me with not checking out politics. And she used to fucking hammer me about it. Like, you gotta watch the news, Justin. You gotta know what's going on in the world, blah blah blah. We always used to fight about it. And when I showed her the video of Biden sniffing hair on all these young girls. Like, that's a troll thing, right? Okay, it's not a major issue, but like he's fucking sniffing all these girls' hair and
No,
young
but
girls and stuff like that,
I
whatever.
think,
And I showed her that video, and she legitimately outright just said, "Justin, you realize that's fucking face swap, right? Like that's not real. That's face swap, Justin. There's like this technology that you can swap faces. So that's not actually Biden. That's like fake."
yeah, they think it's either like a Trump supporter or Trump himself, and they've just swapped it out with Biden, and it's just like,
Right.
no,
And
he's
well,
not
that's
a.
the thing. Like, there's no point in arguing with someone like that. I just hit the eject button because I'm like, I don't want to upset her. She's a good friend of mine, and I really love. I still love her, so it's just like, fuck. What's the point of me sitting here drilling it into her until
Yeah, but
I've proven
that's
that it's real? It's like, man, this is not for me. I'm not about to. I'm not in this to lose mates or whatever, Like, and that's what's sad about it. Is like people are defriending people that are voting for Trump or vice
oh
versa,
that
and it's like,
that's a big thing. Like when Trump
yeah,
first elected, I remember this story where a chick was like, "Oh, I hooked up with this guy," but then I found out he was a Trump supporter, so I fucking hate him, and I'm just like,
oh,
okay,
it's
what?
real. It's real. It's happening. It's like a mate of mine, ZEN contributor in the US, like, these guys are reporting about it, and it's like people are systematically going through their Facebook feed, Facebook friends lists, and anyone that's posting pro Trump stuff, they are outright just fucking deleting them, blocking them. They've been on your friends list for fucking as long as Facebook's been around, but nah, just delete, block. And
Yeah, well,
it's fascinating to me. It's really sad. It's like, and that's the thing, like, even if I make a post about how sad it is that like politics is actually splitting people and people are getting so worked up to a point that they're defriending each other, I'll fucking cop hate under that comment too.
yeah,
It's just
because
it's just
I don't know what it is. It's just this large veil of ignorance that people have placed on themselves, and then when you call them out and say you've placed this large veil of ignorance on yourself, they simply just turn around and go, "That's because you don't understand." And it's like, what?
yeah.
It's like, no,
But
it's
it's not worth fighting over, eh? Like, it's not worth losing a mate over. Like, come on, man. It's not. Switch the subject maybe and talk about fucking some other shit, but it's not
oh
worth.
yeah, that
It's
remember
not worth.
that's
It's not worth blocking someone, man.
yeah,
It's
but remember
really
that's why I have a general rule where it's like if we're talking politics and it gets heated, it's like stop,
right.
not
Stop.
talking about this anymore.
Yeah,
And
fuck
when
it.
they and if they're going to be like, oh no, I want to, I'm like, no, stop. We're not talking about this anymore. We will not be talking about this sort of subject
What's the
anymore.
point? I mean, what's the point if like? I mean, that's just. Oh, fuck, man.
Like
I even made a Facebook post.
I've I've got a friend named Pizza.
Oh yeah, yeah, pizza.
That's
Yeah,
what I call him.
yeah.
We disagree on like literally like fundamentally a lot of things,
Mm,
but the same. But we've literally turned around and gone. I actually kind of like that you disagree, and it's like, yeah, I like you that you disagree, but it's because we're like we don't have a heated argument and that we're not like calling each other names. We're actually coming to like
mm.
a middle ground of
Yeah,
sort of
that's
things.
cool.
It's just like, fuck yeah, this is pretty cool. It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then for some reason we talk about which anime characters are gay or not. So
I mean that's the thing. Like, fuck, I made a post the other day on Facebook about like it's weird to see Aussies fighting Aussies about it. Like, it's an American fucking political debate right now, and
yeah, it is like super weird that when you're just like somebody in England's like Trump is literally the worst and I hate you for voting for him. It's like what? But
but
we're in England. We're not voting for him.
right. So I made a post about it on Facebook. I'm like, it's really. I didn't say that. I didn't say anything, but like just voice an opinion on. I find it sad that like Aussies are fucking hating on Aussies. Aussies are at war with Aussies about something that they can't even control. Like, we
That
can't
they have
vote.
no
We can't
influence
vote.
on.
Yeah, exactly. And then, man, the amount of shit I cop from posting that. It's like, Justin, like, obviously whatever fucking whoever wins has an effect on Australia and our future and our lives. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
Yeah, to that, I'm like, yes, that is true. But like what I said earlier, it's like,
can't
yeah,
do anything about it, right?
yeah,
And
but
it's
yeah, I
like,
was like, yes, but at the end of the day, if you support them now, or and you say in like a minute or so, you go, I don't support them anymore, that will literally change nothing since
nothing,
your
nothing.
contribution cannot change anything to it.
Nothing. All I was suggesting was, wouldn't this energy that you're putting into fucking supporting Trump or Biden, wouldn't that energy be better spent on something in our own backyard? That's all I suggested. That's all I was trying to say was like, man, we have problems in our own fucking country. Like, maybe we should get more arced up about that shit rather than like something that's happening where we can't.
I always did find that weird because I'm like guilty of this myself. It's like we literally know a lot about like American
Well,
politics
I
and the
didn't. I didn't
candidates.
until I fucking
Yeah, no,
talked to you about it.
we know like a lot about the candidates and everything like Trump and everything like that. But then you're like, okay, who's the Australian Prime Minister? Who's the contender and everything? It's like, um, I don't know.
Ah, man,
Um, and
I
who are you gonna vote for the Australian Prime Minister and everything? And it's like, I don't know. I don't even know the
John
candidates.
Howard.
And it's just like, why are you so enthralled in something that's on a different country but not your own? That's just weird.
Oh man, like honestly, like I lost it with the Australian government to a point where I didn't even know who our last two prime ministers were. Like, I just,
Pretty sure like Scott Morrison's the Prime Minister, but I
yeah,
can't
yeah. I
remember.
know now. I know now, but I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? like, oh man, I don't know. It just, I don't know what the fuck's going on. All I know is just I wake up, I do my fucking, have my coffee, have my shit, and get on with what I do.
I am one of those rare people that doesn't drink coffee, especially in the morning.
You
I
don't
only
like the
have
smell of it though? The smell of coffee?
the smell of it.
It's a
Okay, like
beautiful. It's a beautiful smell.
the only coffee I like is a mocha. Like it's the only coffee I like with hazelnut
Have
and
you ever
a bit
because
of
you like to
vanilla in it.
cook, so have you ever actually gone to like a I'll give you a suggestion because you like to cook, right? So it's kind of like, it's a lot like,
Yeah, but just to be clear, I don't drink anything like energy drinks or anything like that in the
no,
morning.
no. I get that. I get that.
I'm one of
But
those
you,
rare people who's probably you just like,
but I
oh, so
don't
how
look.
do you wake up in the morning? I just go, I just wake up and just
No. Trust me.
fight it as much as
Trust me.
possible.
When you go to Italy and you have coffee, it is like water. It is not like the problem with coffee in in many cities in the world is that people use it as a drug, right? People use it as a get a buzz out of it. But when you go to Italy, you have coffee. It is very mild, and it's about the flavor of the beans and the scent. And the problem with a city like Sydney is I had a mate of mine who opened a cafe shop in the middle of Darlinghurst, and he wanted to bring the exact same coffee that they were serving in Italy, which is where it fucking was born, to Sydney. And every motherfucker that he served the coffee to would literally come back after one sip and go, "Can you make it stronger?"
Yeah,
Because we use it as a drug, but it's not. Coffee's not about that. So I think, like, as a chef, it's almost like, you know, it's almost like coffee's become a state where you're eating like something that's got way too much fucking garlic in it. You know,
Oh, but
it's like a
I'm
really good
whoa,
chef
whoa,
can probably.
stop right there. Something
Yeah,
that's got way
I know
too
you
much
love that. I know
garlic in
you
it.
love that. But
Ooh.
a good chef can probably cook something that is just as fragrant and amazing without garlic. Like that's the thing. Like I I think that it would be interesting for you because you like to cook. It'd be interesting for you to visit a proper coffee shop that sold beans from all over the world, and for
Yeah, but
you
like,
to use your nose and your sense of cooking to actually smell the different beans and to use it in your cooking and try it. Even like that's the thing. Like I think people have fucked coffee, man. People have fucked it. It's a drug for a lot of people in the city.
yeah, but like, yeah, that's the thing is, there's like how many people. I don't think I know a single person who goes, I like coffee just because I drink coffee because I just like the flavor, the experience of it. It's like I think that's why I like
Mm.
mocha with hazelnut and everything like that because I'm like, oh, I enjoy the taste and everything.
Yeah, the smell and the. I mean, the smell is so
Yeah.
good. Like,
Oh God, yeah. The smell, that hazelnut smell is so
yeah.
fucking nice.
I mean, that's the thing.
But
Like,
that's
the other argument,
that's why I
beer,
enjoy
right?
it.
Like, beer is like,
Piss.
if you really think that you enjoy the taste of beer, I would love to question that because when I was a
Oh,
kid and
fuck
I
no, I
tasted
don't.
beer, I didn't like it, and even now, it's more of a like a thirst crunching thing for me, or a alcoholic get drunk for me. But like, I don't sit here and crave a beer for its flavor.
No.
Man, I think
I
I
pretty
totally
much can't.
disagree
I
with
pretty
that.
much don't drink lots. I pretty much don't drink beer. I pretty much like beer that's got flavor to it. But and
Yeah, same. But
oh, what was it? It was
or a crispiness to it, or like a sharpness that's just gonna quench a thirst. But like,
no. If I'm out drinking, it's gonna be like stuff
you like a brown liquor, don't you? You probably like a whiskey or
I like Kraken. I like Jack Daniels. I like
yeah,
Scotch like Glenfiddich
yeah,
and
a brown liquor,
Lagavulin.
brown
But
liquor.
some type, but if it's like I want a refreshing beer, that I can't remember the brand specifically, but it's like this lemon flavor. When you take a drink of that when it's cold, it's so nice.
Mm.
It's so
No, I get
refreshing.
that. I get that.
The fla-
There are
the
times when
flavor hits. It's both the flavor hits you and that is just that nice coldness to it. But I can't ever get when people like I drink beer because it's like so refreshing. It's like, yeah, I get that it's refreshing, but also it just tastes like you're drinking distilled piss.
yeah, there's more to it. That's what I mean. Like they might be saying that, but it's also because they're getting pissed on it. I reckon. You know, like another funny thing is like I don't like I kind of like Coca Cola, but it makes me sick. Right, it makes me like my stomach actually starts to fucking bloat, and then the next thing you know, I'm fucking farting my ass off. Like I have an allergic reaction to that shit, and um, but
Oh,
I like Coke. Like certain situations, I like Coke. Um,
the
but
one that I've gone off the one I've gone off is Fanta, not only because it's got like it basically tastes like water that's gone off, but for some reason I can just drink the whole can in like one go. But the problem is because you can't, because realistically what you're supposed to do is sort of burp after you do it because the bubbles and
yeah,
shit.
because the gas.
Because I don't, it properly upsets my stomach. So I'm just like fucking oh.
But dude, like when I'm like if I'm mountain biking with the boys, right, and like I fucking love to do this. Like it's fucking mean as fuck, but I love to do this. Like when you're like three quarters of the way in, like it's 35K loop or whatever, and you're so close to going back around to where your cars are parked that like the ride's almost over. Like you've sat through the fucking pain, you've sat through three quarters of it, and you've just been drinking warm water out of your fucking backpack, stupid tube fucking drink thing. Um,
Camel pack.
Camel pack, yeah. So I always whip out the like exactly on three quarters, man. I'll whip out the fuck. Wouldn't a cold can of Coca Cola be fucking amazing right now?
Well, I know like F1 drivers like they've got obviously their drinks on the back, but it's like fucking like hot as hell water and
Exactly,
shit.
that's what I mean. But when you get to that point, like when you're just like, fuck, so. so many rides that I've ever been on with the boys, like mountain biking, like I'd say 80%. 80% of them where you've done the hard work to like undo your fucking slob of a week where you felt like you needed to get fit and do something.
Blow off some
80% of
steam
the
stuff.
well, 80% of the rides, man, like we have ended up at McDonald's. Hey, like as
Yeah.
soon as the ride's over, because I fucking put McDonald's in, put Coca-Cola in their heads. I'm like, hey boys, let's get some Maccas, or you know, and fucking next thing
I'd
you know, you're at Macca's and like that Coke is so fucking good.
At one point I was no, I still can't do it. Summertime, get 2 mugs, like those beer mugs. Put those bad boys, put those bad boys in a freezer and keep them in. I
Yeah,
want a cold drink. Get a cold can. Take that thing out the and
dude.
start just keep rotating them.
Yeah, that's fucking cool though. When you put
It's
when you get
so
that
delicious.
you get that
And
frosty
then and then
edge
so and then
on the
and
glass.
then sometimes properly it'll turn into a slushy, or sometimes
Yeah,
it'll
that's what I
literally
mean. When it gets that like
it,
icy
it
kind of texture.
it'll
Yeah,
literally turn like into a cap of ice as well. So you're like, oh, a bit of a treat afterwards as well. So it's fucking great.
it does. It doesn't end so quickly. You know, when I was in the US and stayed in Vegas, and there was a Starbucks next door. So rather than having an expensive fucking coffee at the hotel, I just go outside 7 in the morning, really early. I was always waking up early, so I go outside, go to the Starbucks, and dude, the Starbucks in America is like it's like a TV show. Like the one time I remember going in there, there was this drunk guy with bum with no shoes and long hair playing his fucking guitar plugged into a little battery powered amplifier, and
Hmm.
it's like he was playing the guitar, but not one single person in that shop, including the staff, acknowledged that he was there. He was completely invisible. Like not one single person looked at him or turned towards him. Like just completely invisible, dude. But what was fascinating was watching everyday Americans that were fucking obese, man. They sorry, no offense, but man, there were some big people that I saw every day in there, and they would take advantage of the, you know, free refill. So they would order,
Yeah, that's pretty much an American thing though. Like
dude.
the beat the
I'm talking about a
there's the
milkshake, thick shake size, like you know, the height of a
yeah, but
for a,
I only experienced that in America, like because we
Mm,
got this like with this big jug thing that
yeah, big
it was
like
the
huge.
only thing it was the only thing that could be like you could get infinite refills on,
Yeah,
and we'd literally go to the thing. But
yeah,
in this JB's where I grew up, and it was a British thing. The only thing that could be refilled infinitely was these cups of
these huge
juices.
cups. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
not huge cups, just
Okay,
medium regular size cups of
okay.
juice. It was just juice. It was just uh, orange juice or blackcurrant. It wasn't like some kind of fancy juice or anything like that. It was your
Mm,
bog standard. Everything else beyond that, you got it, and then if you wanted another one, you have to buy another one.
mm.
So, and the refill thing was cheap as well, but it was just the fact that it's like, but no, only in America you get those like really big jugs, and it's like, what do you want to refill it with? And it's like, I want to refill it with Coke, and like, yeah, sure, that's not a problem.
Oh well, well they weren't doing that. Like the majority of people that I saw, like over the week that I was there, whatever, they were really obese women and men, both sexes. And they would order this coffee kind of milkshake thing with whipped cream on top, and then even before leaving the line, like even before leaving the line, they would scoff it down and then get the refill and then get out of the shop and go to work.
Yeah.
And it was just like, just to watch them take advantage of the fact that they're getting 2 for 1, but like scoff it down so fast and then like obviously have another one full for the trip to work. It was just like, wow. Like if you're wondering where your problem lies, it's pretty much where it is.
Oh well,
First thing
oh,
in the morning, you know.
Yeah, but a lot of those like places could have like it's just easy access, like affordable food. When like, which is could be the problem with like obesity, because in America, like, have you gone to America?
So many times, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to like your Golden Corrals and everything like that, and it's just like all you can eat and everything like that, and
Yeah.
it's like super
It's not
fucking
it's not
cheap.
it's not so much like that anymore. Like as a kid, I used to go and like, yeah, definitely. I remember all I did as a kid was just fuck because my dad loved to fucking all you can eat. So that's all we did as a kid. But the last few times I've been to the States, it's been more like
Yeah, but did
it's
they
more the
like it? Did
praise
they
of
like?
the food. It's more the praise
Yeah,
of it. Like you'd catch a cab and then like, have you guys been to In and Out Burger? And like we'd be like, yeah, we've been like they actually think it's a gift from God. Like
yeah, but from what I
I've had
hear,
a cab driver say that like when he looks at an In and Out burger, he believes it's like heaven. You know.
yeah, but from what I hear, that In and Out is like pretty fucking bog standard, pretty average.
Oh, look, there's a lot of hype, but what's good about it is it's actually healthy in comparison to fucking McDonald's. Like they make their own potatoes, they use their own potatoes to make the chips, and the chips like with the first time you fucking crunch down into some In and Out chips, you're like, what? There's no crunch. It's like soggy, but hey, that's probably what potato fries should be. You know, so there's real fucking lettuce and tomatoes on this shit. Like, so it's addictive in that like it's so much cleaner than what's the other one? Shake Shack. Like Shake Shack's fucking dirty, man. Like you can taste the fucking grill. Like I love the dirty shit. Like
Yeah, but
I love
if
that.
you're gonna have if you're gonna go, I want a nice burger, and it generally comes from like a bit of your dirtier places. Like I imagine
I
Burger
love the
Edge.
dirty grill, man. If you've got a grill that's been running for a few years, oh the fucking flavor. You just whack a piece of meat on that and
Yeah,
there's
I mean, but like
so much flavor on the grill.
Burger Edge or Get a Burger, which is what we got over
That's
here.
what you
Like
guys, yeah, you mentioned a few restaurants, yeah.
I imagine they're not like that. They're definitely not the healthiest burger. My God, they're so delicious. But then
Yeah.
you've got like grilled, which are like we do full
Grill,
on.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
do full on healthy burgers, and they are pretty decent. But they're like just they're nothing compared to Burger Edge or Get a
Yeah,
Burger.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm with you, man. I'm fucking. I love junk food, man. I don't give a fuck. Like so many people, like I've had so many people even call me a fucking foodie, or like if I go to restaurants and I tag their shit, they fucking repost my shit. I'm like, get fucked, man. Like I don't know. I fucking eat anything, you know. Like I'm not a fucking fine dining fucking foodie or a, I'm just like, man, if it's fucking good, it's good. Like if I like it, I like it. Like you know, I love my junk food, man. Like
oh, that's why I can't stand food related shows where it's just like this food related show, and it's like we got these three judges on right there. That's not a food show.
oh look, like I'm totally with like the idea of some chefs getting to a point where they get a Michelin star and shit. But I've also been in the design industry where like graphic design companies are chasing fucking awards. Like, who the fuck is handing out these awards? Who gives a fuck? Like, you fucking get an award for like a website that you did for some fucking mining company or something. Like, yeah,
Oh, to me, it's just a
give me
case of
hooray.
if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
No. Look, exactly. Like, I've been to so much fine dining, and it's so hit and miss, just like junk food is. You know, like even Macca's is hit and miss, man. Sometimes those fucking fries are so fucking done right, and sometimes they're soggy and shit and fucked and not enough salt on them. So it's just it's hard. Consistency is really hard with food, I think.
Oh,
Even for the best, even for the
I,
best, that it's not hard to be consistent every single fucking time.
oh, I'm in love with the fries I do. They're like nice and crispy, but you got a bit of salt, but you got a bit of garlic salt on there too, and they're just. But
Well,
yeah, no,
yeah.
sometimes the McDonald's ones they're pretty good, like, but then sometimes they when they're like really soggy and shit, they're just
No,
like
I know. But
flimsy as fuck,
dude,
and it's just like there's basically no flavor on it. And it's just like, ugh.
dude, I'll be 100% honest. And, you know, every fucking time that I've ordered fries at a fine dining restaurant, I always say, if they're good, I'm always like, it's pretty much as good as McDonald's. It's the truth. It's like it's like what I do like about fine dining is like you can have like a decomposed fucking what are you exploded fucking Snickers bar dessert. And what I do like about that is that when you put it in your mouth and it actually tastes like a Snickers bar. The difference is that the Snickers bar is full of fucking chemicals, man. So many chemicals is written on the fucking wrapper. And what's interesting is that a fine dining restaurant can put together the exact same flavor as a Snickers bar for a dessert, but everything in it is with a natural, pure produce. Now that's where I respect fine dining. It's like you can laugh that like, why would I pay $40 for a Snickers bar when I can just get one for $1? But the difference is it's like a challenge for a fine dining restaurant to use their technical skill and palate to try to figure out, what the fucking 12 spices are, secret spices are in KFC chicken, So a good chef, a fine dining chef, chances are they can figure it out because they have a palate. But there's like so many more chemicals and shit in junk food. So I get both sides. Like, fuck, man. Like,
Yeah, I
I
don't
had
I don't
McDonald's
think I've
today. So
I don't truly think, or not that I can recall, I've ever like gone fine dining.
if you came to Sydney, I've already said it to you before on Discord, but man, dude, like if you come to Sydney, I will take you to a few restaurants.
Yeah, and that could have happened like last week, but
I know it's
unfortunately,
so sad. It's so
and
sad.
but no, I just I understand the quality, and that's definitely what I'd be
The
looking for.
produce. Yeah, you,
My 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 pro
everyone can
my pro
understand that. Yeah.
My problem would always, if it would be maybe the quantity, because if I got like a plate and it was just like
Dude, we'll go
four
for Macca's afterwards. Don't worry
four
about it.
thinly sliced
I know, I
bits
know.
of like steak, but they were like, by the way, this is $120. I'm like, okay, where's the
Yeah, but
rest of
like
it?
like I said, I'll treat you. I'll take you out. But it's like
No,
it's like
to me, yeah, but to me, it's not
it's
like a
it's
case
more
of
about the experience than getting full. It's not about getting full. It's like it's not about it. It's not the number one priority. The number one priority is like getting full is
no, to me,
unhealthy. It's unhealthy.
I don't know why, but to me, that's always like a big thing too. It's like, do I feel full afterwards? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that, but it's also
we went to
unhealthy.
this
It's like if you're
we went to this
thirsty, you're a little
KFC.
dehydrated.
We went to KFC in Germany, next to this place we called the Purple Palace,
Mm,
and there was a Burger King that I fucking loved to go to. Um, and we ate it, and the food tasted not too bad, but it was like really really greasy, and I had like a lot to eat. Like there was like a lot to eat, and
mm.
I came out of it, and I'm like, I am so hungry still,
Yeah, because
and
it's shit. Yeah.
where I was expecting maybe my family to turn around and go, how are you still so hungry? Or them to be like, oh, well, you're just
But
a grown
but
lad.
let's be
They
honest.
were all like, yeah, I just felt like I just drank a cup of grease, and
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
dude, let's be honest. It's not that hard to get full. You could just drink so much water that you start throwing up. It's not that hard. Like that's the thing. Like fine dining is not about necessarily about getting full. It's about like, man, you have a fucking sexy meal and then you go home and you fuck the girl that you took fine dining, Like
I know, but to
you
me,
don't
it's
you don't want
just
to be
like,
so full that you're fucking farting and you're sticking your dick in her and you're like fucking farting at the same time. So it's like,
yeah,
man,
on that
like
occasion, not
seriously.
getting full is fair enough. But if I'm like, I want a mad meal, as in, this is
I know.
this is
I
the
get you. I get you.
focal point of
I
the
get you.
day of me going for this mad meal.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's like,
You can
uh,
do it. You can
I,
do it
I
with fine dining. You just need to spend like three
I
times
went
more than
I went to
everybody
this
else.
place called Dalmatians, and for my 16th birthday on that, I actually got a bottle of schnapps because my parents pretended I was 18. Um, But on that, I'd always get this one meal, and it was so nice. It was like this like steak, this really big steak, and it had like nice chips, and it had like this like really nice pasta and this risotto to it as well. It was so fucking good.
Oh my God, risotto,
It
pasta,
was so tasty.
carbs. There's so many fucking carbs.
No, it was so tasty, and I'd literally come out the restaurant just like, I am so full, and I'm just like,
Yeah, but that's all
to
fucking
me,
carbs.
a mad meal is the fact that it tastes so good, and I literally go home and I'm like, I need a nap. Food
Yeah.
coma
Yeah,
is
but
being achieved
yeah,
right Yeah,
get you, but what I'm trying to say is that's not necessarily healthy.
it's not healthy, but that's to me that's
To
the
to
so.
to you, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I get you,
No,
but
no, no.
I'm just saying
To
that's not
me,
that hard either.
no,
It's not
no.
that hard.
But to me, a mad meal is like
So
something
you
that's
need to have
that's
an
a
open mind that if I took you to a fine dining restaurant, it's not to get you full. Okay, I can say that from the fucking start. I would say, Hawk, I'm going to take you to a restaurant tonight. It's not to get you full. It's for you to taste shit that is so fucking
yes. And then
amazing
when
on
I
your
come out
tongue.
in my fancy dress,
No, it's not even you. The coolest thing about going fine dining is that I go in my PJs. Like that's the coolest fucking thing.
no,
Like I don't get dressed up for
no.
this.
All I'm saying is that when you're going for like a mad meal or something like that,
Mm.
it's not something that you go, I'm gonna have a mad meal every single day because then it's not a
No,
mad
it's a
meal.
fucking treat, and
But
that's what I'm getting at.
it's just a treat. It's just like
That's what I'm getting at.
I'm literally gonna have this dirty, unhealthy burger that will fill me up because I deserve it. I've had a
Oh
hard
no,
week or something like
I'm
that.
more for that on a daily basis than fine dining. I think fine dining is the treat. I think the fine dining is where you've been eating fucking KFC and these chickens are fucking steroid fed and shit like that. They're not even fucking chickens anymore. You've been eating McDonald's and like the bread's all fucking sugar and the fucking meat. This doesn't taste like meat, man. This is fucking like cardboard, you know? Like Domino's pizza tastes like fucking cardboard. And like then you go out for fine dining every now and then just to remind yourself of
Now, to me,
good produce.
that'd be date stuff or official things. But if it's a case of I want a food related treat, it's literally something that has to taste really nice and something that after I've eaten it, I've sat down and gone, I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching this TV program.
That's
Fuck
not
yeah, I
healthy.
am
That's the thing.
full.
Yeah, that's a tough one because it's not healthy. It's like they say,
Yeah, but like realistically,
if you're that full,
yeah, but treating yourself in a way is for the most part unhealthy. Like, um, what's it like?
no, I get you. I know I get you too though. It's like, but that is like the American thing, you know, like it's the all you can eat. So you will only
Yeah,
stop eating
yeah,
until you get to that point that you're talking about, the bliss that you're
yeah,
talking
but
about.
to me, a treat if it was like, especially if I was doing it once in a while, it'd literally be like, I am literally spending $30, something that I don't would never do for like food. I'm going to be spending $30 for this burger that I fucking know I like, that will fill me up and taste so nice, and I will want it next time at some other point.
Yeah, I get you. For me, it's the other way. I spent over $600 on food, so and for one sitting, so I will never forget that experience in my life, and it was um, the best tuna you could buy for your money.
But
So
no, for me, it's I guess I get it from my parents because they always like to say that sort of stuff. It's just like if it fills you but only for a certain amount of time, it's not that good.
yeah, but we know that. We know 100% that like good produce still wins in the end of the day. Okay, but it's like that's the reason why fine dining is expensive is because it's good produce. Like
Oh yeah, that's because they're using
McDonald's
like
doesn't use good produce, man.
oh
Like end
yeah,
of the day, you know, like
that's because they're using like A5 Wagyu that
it's
costs like
fucking
$1,500 a
For
pound, and it's just
McDonald's
like
to even say they have a Wagyu burger, like it's just fucking bullshit, man.
oh yeah, if they have a Wagyu, it's going to be like low
It's not
grade
Wagyu.
cheap Wagyu.
It's not Wagyu. It's not even Wagyu. It's just fucking bullshit.
Well, I imagine it might be Wagyu, but it might be the cheap Wagyu.
Nah, it's bullshit.
Like you can have like super expensive beef and pork, but you can also have super cheap.
Nah, it's not. It's bullshit, man. It's like when I have a McChicken, whatever. It's not fucking chicken, man. It's just like
Oh,
chicken eyeballs, maybe chicken
I don't get
eyeballs.
people's hype about chicken nuggets
Yeah,
from McDonald's.
it's fucking eyeballs and shit, maybe, or chicken fucking legs.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone listening loves the chicken wings, the chicken nuggets from McDonald's. But I don't like them because it's mostly just batter. It's
Yeah,
like
we know. Yeah, we know. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, I literally see people like losing their shit. Like, oh, I fucking love McNuggets and everything. I'm just like, why? They're shit. Like, you could get like something from so much like better places that it's just not that nice.
But yeah, no, definitely when like fucking COVID fucks off and you definitely need to come out and it'll be really difficult for me actually. It's not easy. It won't be easy for me to take you to
Accept my
two
beauty.
or
I
three
know.
places that actually gonna blow your mind. But um, like if you're saying I will take into consideration that you like to be full, so a lot of what finding does is
Yeah, but
degustation,
I'm
and degustation is where you sit through 40 small dishes and have a complimentary like fucking alcohol per dish as well. So they design it so much that every dish has an alcohol that goes with it. And
yeah,
by
but
the end of
if you're
40, trust me, man, you'll be on the shitter. You will be diarrheaing because you're so fucking full. So
yeah, but
yeah.
if you're upfront about like, you go, by the way, this isn't gonna like fill you up. You'd be like, okay, cool. Well,
No,
I
no,
can.
no, no. Trust me, I will take that into consideration. And there is, like I said, I can't do digger stations. A lot of people do. I can't do them because as soon as I put the last fucking bit of food in my mouth, I need to go to the toilet and shit. So I can't do them. But I reckon you'd actually enjoy one. Like I think you could go. I think you could literally smash all 40 dishes and still ask for more. But
Oh, can I have another 40, please?
like even like Michael Chang, he's like a chef from New York that opened up a restaurant here, and he his last dish, which is hilarious because you've eaten everything, you've eaten dessert and everything, and then his whole concept is once upon a time, his chefs and everything they all forgot about a bit of pork in the fucking oven on the slow cooker, and they eventually pulled it out after everything they'd done. They pulled it out, and it was so fucking amazing that they added it to their degustation menu as the final dish. Like after dessert, after you've had all that booze, you've
I
done a
think
couple.
that thing would be tender as fuck. That'd be
Dude,
so
you've gone
nice.
to the toilet, you've gone to hang a piss a couple of times already, right? Like you're on your date with someone, and you've already gone to the toilet like twice, and like at the very fucking end when your
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
stomach
if
is
I was on a
exploding.
date and I was fine, I was fine dining, I wouldn't be like, I'll have the digger menu, and they'd be like, no, because like,
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't. No, no, but you do too because it's so famous, you know. But like, yeah, like I was on there with a good friend of mine, and yeah, it came out like at the very fucking end. You get this huge piece of meat on your fucking plate that's been sitting in the oven, like in the slow cooker, like for 24 hours or some shit by accident, but like now for real.
yeah, but like
Oh
I imagine
god.
like a lot of culinary stuff has happened by accident.
Dude, I went to a food fair in Centennial Park in Sydney where
That sounds delicious.
all the top chefs had to get out of their fucking fancy kitchens. Fuck all your fucking technology. You're sitting now in a plastic fucking 3x3 stall. You've got a hot stove. Cook something. And the public are in here and they're going to eat something. You need to make it quick. There's going to be a fucking line of people in front of you. Serve it up, and like everyone's going to judge you, right? So all these people like Matt Moran and all these fucking chefs and all these fucking famous chefs and like people were eating their shit, and it was like fucking shit. I honestly totally agree. It was fucking crap. Um, I get around to the guy who runs the Opera House fucking restaurant, Guillaume, French chef, and like I could already feel there was a buzz around his tent. Like people were like, you could tell people were like Instagramming shit. People were fucking taking photos of their fucking food, and I could tell
Fuck
like
that.
there's something going on here. What the fuck is going on? So turns out he was serving wagyu on mashed potatoes. No big deal. Fucking wagyu. That sounds pretty boring. But then you line up and you get it, and it's in a everyone's serving like fucking like stall like, right? So he serves it in a paper cup that you would get like ice cream in or something, and then he gave you a little ice cream spoon. Like you're like, what the fuck? This is like a piece of wagyu on mashed potatoes, and he's giving me like an ice cream spoon, like as if you're having like sorbet or some shit. And it turns out that he had gone and like, what do you do to the lamb when you have lamb shanks? You boil the fuck out of the lamb shank so that it becomes soft, right?
I don't like lamb, so I don't.
Well, the idea of lamb shanks is that it's meant to fall off the bone, so you broil the fuck out of it. But what this guy did was get like a top quality cut of Wagyu, which you're meant to usually cook a certain way and make it like a certain texture. But he decided to fucking broil it like you would a shit piece of meat. And he treated the Wagyu like a shit piece of meat, broiled the fuck out of it so that you could slice into it with a
with a
plastic
spoon.
spoon. And people were, it was just the most freshest, newest thing because you've never eaten a steak that was so fucking good with a tiny little stupid spoon. Like it was just unbelievable. And that's what I like about fine dining. It's just like these guys
Oh
are
no, no,
almost
I've
close to
seen
being scientists, you know?
no, I've seen the fine dining, and it's literally like top quality meat
Yeah.
that's sliced off, and it supposedly tastes so nice.
Mm.
And yeah, I get that, but you know, at the same time, it's just for some reason it's sort of ingrained with me. There's that you're not having a good meal until you're full afterwards.
Yeah, no, I get you too. I get you. I get that. Like I've been fine dining where I know, but honestly, every time I've been fine dining, I've pretty much had a stomach ache. So I tend to get like it's too
That's
rich for
called
me.
oldness.
No, it's too rich for me. It's all. It's all. It's just too rich. Like
What?
they use a lot of butter, man. They use a lot of butter and like it's not necessary. I'm not saying it's healthy, man. It's like fucking. It's all about the flavor. So it's my. I've got a sensitive stomach. Like if I can't drink a can of Coke, then probably I can't go fine dining either. So like I said,
Oh God.
I don't go fine dining much. Um, but when I do, I go because of the produce. Like I'll go to a restaurant that has like 300 a day aged fucking grain fed steak because I hate fucking grass fed steak. Like I want the taste of fucking cow. Like I don't want fucking grassy, fresh tasting fucking shit. I want grain fed. So yeah, not many places will. I haven't had grain fed since I've been to the fucking fine dining. So I love my steaks. I've had so many steaks since uh having a 300-day old fucking grain fed cow, but yeah,
I love steak.
I can't afford it, man. I can't afford it. I can't afford to go fucking fine dining and having grain fed steak every night or every week or every month, you know.
Well, if you enjoyed what you were saying before about like the chefs being sort of pulled out of um their comfortable like kitchens,
Mm,
everything like that.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
it's sort of along this line, but it's called Sorted Food, and I like their series where they do this called this like rally cooking, where they go, you have like there's
Extra
five,
ingredients.
there's five of them,
Mm.
two chefs, three normals, as they say, so non-chefs, and
Uh-huh.
they'll go, you need to make a dish like a vegan dish or a breakfast or something like that,
Hmm.
and they literally go, okay, so you do it in order. They have a certain amount of time to do it.
Mm.
They're all turned away and they can't hear. And when you go to get the next guy, you can't tell him what you've
Oh,
done
that's
or your
funny. Yeah,
intention.
yeah, yeah. They
And they
do that
just
on
have to
MasterChef. Yeah,
go at it the way they do. So
yeah,
if someone's gone, I'm going to leave this in the oven, hopefully he sees it, he
yeah.
might not.
Yeah,
And
they do
if,
that on MasterChef. It's fucking hardcore because the communication is crucial, and if they fuck up the communication, then the chef just has to come up with their own intuition somehow
oh
to
yeah,
deliver it.
the
Yeah,
chef parts are really awesome because when you see
yeah.
like the normals, they're sort of like doing one or two things, but then the chef
Dude, you're
comes in and
fine,
they
man. Like the fact that you're even talking about this shit, like come to Sydney. Uh, Sydney's a big city, so there's a lot of like competition here. So there's a lot of restaurants here, right? There's a lot of competition, which increases the quality of certain restaurants. So next time you come to Sydney, like I said, I don't give a fuck if you're full or not. I'll treat you. I'll treat you. We'll go out. Um, we'll definitely have good company. We'll have some close friends of mine, and we'll have good alcohol. That's for sure. But trust me, man. Like I
I
will.
say we'd have close friends of mine, but then I'd have to fly them from England.
Yeah,
So
you won't. You won't. You'll be in good company with my friends, but uh you will have some things that hit your taste buds that probably will be unusual and
well, I guess a lot of people say they like the steaks from like you know the taverns and everything like that. I don't like the taste of charcoal. As in, like, I actually might if it's prepared properly, but I don't like it when
dude,
it just tastes like a charc brick hole in
dude.
my mouth. It's just
I
like,
I think I can take you to places that you will definitely 50-50. Like, I think the kind of person you are, I don't think I can take you to a place and like, I'm fucking 100% sure Hawk is going to like everything here. Okay. So, but I also think like, I like when people don't like things and because it might just plant a seed and maybe they'll like it later on. So, you know, you never know, you know. But yeah, like, yeah, fine dining in Sydney. It's like, yeah, I'm with you in that. Like, fuck, man, a lot of them are just rip offs, and like, fucking half of it's just like, it's just not satisfying. It just, I've been to so much fine dining that I didn't like 100%, and it's
look, if I go fine dining, it'll be a nice juicy steak, and it
dude, I
has.
can no, but that's not even fine dining. Like, I can take you to a place that has juicy steak. I can take you to a place that has like meat that's been fucking on the slow cooker for 24 hours. Like, a lot of that is not fine dining, but it's still just as expensive. That's the sad thing
Oh,
about Sydney. So there are places like I sent you a YouTube link of like some Aussie guy that got featured on Netflix on a cooking show, and now he's like fucking rake. He was raking it in anyway, but like he traveled the world and found that he can like grill vegetables, and like you got Gordon Ramsay on one side saying like, "What the fuck? You're grilling lettuce," and makes a joke out of you to a point where you're an embarrassment for the rest of your life until you die. Or this guy who all he does is grill vegetables, and it's like that's the thing. Like even chefs of fame, the world's most famous chef being Gordon Ramsay,
yeah, but that's why I don't
could be
like it
wrong.
when that. Yeah, but that's why I don't like it. I can't. I never really take the opinion so much of like
I'm with you on that.
Gordon Ramsay and everything like that
I'm with
because
you on that. His
music, art,
I'm with you on
games,
that, man.
food, it's just so it's so
Opinionated.
personal
No,
and
I'm with you on that. Like I'm totally with you on that. In that, like, he's got so many fans all over the world that thinks he's one of the biggest chefs or greatest chefs on the planet, and he embarrasses a restaurant in America for like grilling lettuce. And then there's this Netflix special on a guy who all he does is grill lettuce. So yeah, like I'm 100% with you. Like these people, their word is not gospel. you know
no, it's not.
i'm
It's
i'm i'm with you. Like, I have gone to so many restaurants in Sydney that got such great reviews on Broadsheet being like a website that is targeting Sydney foodies. And just because it's been on the front page of Broadsheet doesn't mean it's fucking good. And fuck all the hipsters that think that anything that's been in Broadsheet is fucking good. They're all just fucking pawns in the game. Like, they're all suckers.
yeah,
Like,
but like
I am
if you can look
definitely.
at a review that suggests that food's good, like with every other review, use it as a platform as that sounds interesting or that doesn't sound interesting.
Yeah.
Like if I see a review that says, it's really good, it's a great place for getting lamb, I'll be like, I don't like lamb, so I'm not
No,
interested.
no, no,
But if it's
no.
like a place where it's like this is like nice juicy steaks, like
Dude,
having gravy on it is like a massive insult and
but
everything. I'd be
yeah.
like, I am interested. I'll go to that place. But then if I taste it and I go, I don't like this, then I might go, well, that was just one
But
of the
I already
steaks.
know. That's the thing. Like, I live here, man. So I already know. Like, I already know I can take you to a pie shop. Oh no, it's not a pie shop. It's a pastry shop. But I can take you
Oh,
there. I can take you there, and I can get you to have a beef pie that is gonna be probably, I would
wait, is
say,
it a beef
100%.
pie or is it a
Dude,
beef pastry?
it's a beef pie, and I can say that you are, because I've taken mates there that are like, just they've never done fine dining or whatever. I've taken them there to have a beef pie, and they were orgasming, bro. Like, it is the best. I mean, I love a fucking pie from 7-Eleven and like the fuel station. I love all pies. I have pies in the freezer at all times. I have fucking
Well,
sergeant pies or
I'm not sure if you've
I
ever tried
love
it.
meat pies. Like when I was in high school, I fucking the grizzle and everything, every single bite with like the squeeze on tomato sauce. I fucking love meat pies. But
Well,
this shop has a meat pie that every single bite, like you know that you don't want to order a second one. Like you're still hungry, you're not full, but you already know that if you order a second one, that you'd just be a greedy fuck.
at work we were doing this takeout thing, and someone suggested goat pie, and obviously I was just like, goat pie. That just sounds. I already didn't like lamb, so like, and for
Yeah, true.
some reason, goat was just like, "Ugh, that just seems like a bit of a small step there." But I was just like, I still gave it a go, and it was from this goat pie guy. He's not established anymore. He's like he roams around. Actually, I don't know if he's still in business. It was so delicious, and
See, dude,
he was doing like only three of his selection on his menu, rotating two of them. But oh my god, it was just
that's all I
oh
needed to hear. All I needed to hear was that you're not a closed-minded guy. Like you're argumentative, but you're not closed-minded. So I know that if you were here, okay, at least you're not gonna pay for it, right? If I'm treating you to this shit, just dude, fucking tag along and just eat it, right? Right, and then we can do a
coughing.
podcast about it afterwards, okay? But
He
like,
just gave me the shittest
just
pie.
fucking shut the fuck up and take it. No, no, seriously, just like I'll take you to some places. That's the thing. Like, I don't think like fine dining. I can't even afford to fucking take you fine dining every night that you're here. But like, dude, I'll take you to some places where just a simple pie
Yeah, but I'd hate
will
that.
blow your mind.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'd find it really not annoying, but I'd find it like really harsh. Like I'd be beating myself up a bit if you were just like, you've come here and I need to take you fine dining, and we should really be going every night, and that's what I expect. You expect that I
Oh
expect.
no,
I'm
no, no,
like,
no. Of course not.
I'd be like, I feel like a complete dick that I
No, of
made you
course I
feel
wouldn't
like
fucking
that.
take you every night, but like I would take you to a few places that like even how some Sydney, because Sydney is really critical, man. It's a big city, and like people are fucking judgmental as fuck. But there are like some cafes and like ordinary fucking food joints that just have to step up, and like there are some bakeries and some like that make like a fucking sausage roll with fennel, a pork and fennel sausage roll that will just blow your mind, man. Like I've had people from New York over here, and I've treated them to a, um, you know, fucking $4.50 fucking sausage roll, and
Whoa,
they've
whoa,
just
whoa,
gone,
whoa!
holy fuck,
That is claiming that anything in Australia with a sausage roll is really good. That is something like I've got a high bar for that. With being growing up with Greg's, and the fact that I basically
dude.
smashed around about 24 in a
Yep,
day,
yep,
which made people go, "You what?" And I'm
yep.
just like, "Yeah, I just really like Greg's," and they're just like, "No, but you, how many exactly?" I'm sorry, but if you're gonna say that it's so good, like, because I've not tasted a single good sausage roll
Okay, I
that's
will take
even
you there. I will take
comparable
you.
to
I will
Greg's,
I
it's
will take
like,
you there.
oh,
I will take you there to have a pork and fennel fucking sausage roll that as soon as you the first fucking bite, and it's like served on a fucking metal plate with no fucking garnish, nothing. You've got your squeeze on fucking little packet plastic fucking sausage tomato sauce. As soon as you have your first bite, you'll be like, holy shit, this is really good.
that's a claim because of Greg's. That's a claim.
No, 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 trust me, man. That's the thing.
I
I
don't.
meet people from overseas and I take them and they fucking
I trust you, and
I'm confident enough for you to go, okay, I don't care what you fucking compare it to, but I still know that you're gonna fucking enjoy it.
oh
That's
no,
the thing, like it's confidence.
I do no, I if I came over, I'd insist that you take me there.
Man, even
With
my
your
local,
cli
like literally, I have a bakery, the Grumpy Baker, and like it's called the Grumpy Baker. That's the shop, and they're uh literally down the street from me, like at the beach. They're a walk away. And the greatest thing about being a local here, in comparison to someone that comes out here to go to the Grumpy Baker because they're fucking hipster and cool and shit.
Ooh.
The coolest thing about living here is that when my eyes are still not even 100% open, and like I have to wear sunnies because I can't handle the fucking sun coming up, I can go there and get a croissant that's just come out of the oven. And my God, man, like how many croissants have I had since I was born? Fucking millions. And like their croissant is like when it comes out of the oven, like when they're baking it and you're the local and it comes out of the oven and like it's almost like there's 1,000 layers of pastry
Oh
with
yeah,
every
but
bite.
that's the whole thing. Because one time I was in England to get my passport renewed. We'd flown from Germany to England. For some reason, my passport got rejected, or the application for it. It
Mm.
was just renewing it, so we had to go over. And we came to this car, and he was making fresh donuts.
Right,
And
right, right. Anything fresh, right? Like,
me and my mum got them, and they were. It was a cold day, which are not surprising. It's England, but it was like it was the morning. It was this cold day, and they were just so nice. But
I know, right?
fresh anything is just pretty much the best.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Like, and that's why, like, sometimes I get freaked out. Like, why can I? Why is it when I go to McDonald's and sometimes the fries are so fucking electric on fire that it's even outdoes fine dining restaurants trying to do fucking French fries. But then, like, a lot of the time when I go to McDonald's and I get French fries, they're fucking soggy and shit. It's like, dude, like you got to change your oil. You got to keep it at a certain temperature. Like, there's a science to it, but like, what falls apart is the human aspect. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the human aspect. If you, that's the thing about fine dining is like when you have a restaurant that's fucking cool at the moment, I understand why they've got bookings and like 3 month wait or a 6 month wait or even a 1 year wait. I understand because once they get comfortable, that's when the food starts to drop. That's when the quality starts to drop. Like when a restaurant's just fucking gotten a Michelin star and everyone's booking in, that's when the restaurant's at its best because they're like, we need to fucking please all these people. But then it gets to a point where it's just like, even some of the best fine dining places I've been to like the second or third time, I'm like, oh fuck that. This is shit. I'm never going back. And that's the thing, they could pick it up again, but I'm still not going back. They fucked me. They fucking charged me like 300 or 400 bucks for a shit night. So yeah, I'm with you on that. It's like, man, it's a tough one. It's just like musicians and artists and same shit. Like I could be really on fire as a graphic designer right now and doing really cool shit, but who knows in a few months from now I could have like maybe I'm breaking up with my fucking girlfriend or some shit. I'm going through some depression or some shit and I'm just going to do some shit design for all my clients. you
Well,
know?
yeah, like what food you like and what you like it for can completely depend on your mood. Like you could be like, I'm not a big fan of chocolate. Like it just fills me up really quickly.
Mm.
But I imagine like, but I know in like a lot of occasions when people get upset and stuff, or they just want to pick me up, sometimes they'll like go towards chocolate.
Yeah, it's
But then,
bizarre,
but
isn't it?
sometimes you'll just end up going like, I want this treat. Like I don't usually get it, and I'm not a particularly big fan of it. But you're just like, I'm in one of those moods where, for some reason, this is just what I want and I need
Mm.
in my body. And you just start eating, and you're just like, I feel kind of better.
Yeah, it's fascinating, man. Like I think like what's fast, we haven't even talked about it, but it's like I assume that like someone who was running a fine dining restaurant that only served the best produce ever, their whole fucking fridge, because they're making fucking millions, their fridge at home is full of the best produce too. It's like, and when they have children, they're like, you will never go to McDonald's. You will never know what a cheeseburger fucking or a fillet of fish tastes like. It's like it's savage, man. It's like I get it. It's like
Yeah, but there's that to me is like I can only imagine because yeah, you're getting this like really tasty food, and essentially your parents are just like, you don't need to go to McDonald's, you don't need to go to Hungry Jack's, Burger King, KFC, because
Well, they
I
refuse.
I
It's
can
not
I
good for
can
you.
I I can make the good stuff like and everything like that, and it's just all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's like yeah, but like that when they experience it, it's just like maybe it's something they just need to experience.
Exactly. I'm with you. Like I mean, fuck. I've seen literally. I've seen uh friends of family and stuff. Like, especially when I was dating a girl that lived in I was brought up in Byron Bay and all that kind of stuff. I've seen kids that were vegan,
Ugh.
like brought up vegan, and man, they looked fucking scrawny. Like I can't help myself but judge the parents in that situation and like, man, give this kid a fucking steak,
Okay,
please, because
I'm just gonna put this out there. When people I because people have said this to me before, and I hate it when they say it, when they go, I've gone vegan to get healthy. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not those two words that they can't belong in the same sentence. And then they get so annoyed. I'm just like, why?
no,
Like how
I can get that you can get everything from being vegan. I get it, but it's like a fucking
no, you
fuck.
can't. That's the
No, no, no.
problem.
I think you can. I think you can. I think you can, but
No,
it's
there's
just way
tests.
harder.
No, no, the things have been done. You can't. Your skin will start
I
to flake. Your
I don't
hair
know.
will.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't done personally. I haven't done enough research on it, but
I've done plenty of research.
right.
It's a case of the fact that it's really like you can
But
like
dude, I know people that are allergic to meat. They actually get anaphylactic shock if they have meat.
uh,
One of my best friends
I
when
feel so bad for those people.
one of my best friends, I'm not going to mention the name, but like if she even has, if she orders a beef salad, like just say, for example, like this is a typical
Okay,
example, okay?
is she allergic to red meat?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, so she can eat like chicken and that.
yeah, 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 yeah. She eats a lot of chicken. Yeah,
No, that chicken and fish, that's healthy for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get you, I get you, I get you. But there are some cases, man. There are something. Yeah, yeah. No, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm with you. Like I haven't
No,
done
I've
research.
literally seen like many videos and a lot of people that were formerly vegan that just go my my fingernails and hair and my skin were completely fucked. And there was just this one chick who's like her and a boyfriend were like hardcore vegans,
I
and
think.
this dude was literally getting sick because he was like he had this like literal growth in his stomach, and they'd go to a nutritionist
Are
and
you
they'd
for
say
real though? I don't know, man. I don't know.
no, it was for real. They went to like this nutritionist and they'd say, look, you need to change your diet. And they'd be like, no, fuck that. You don't know what you're talking about. And they'd literally go to this vegan, pro-vegan specific dietitian. And they'd be like, oh, well, no, all you need to do is this. But then they were like, oh, then one day we just broke down and we started eating
Give
chicken.
us some meat. Yeah, give me
And
meat.
it wasn't no,
Meat.
it wasn't like steak or anything. It was like simply like chicken and like some fish. And
Fucking
then they were like, and
meat.
a few days later, we were like almost back into a completely healthy state. And I'm just like, there you go.
Fucking meat. That's the thing. Like, I fucking hate watching Joe Rogan sometimes because all he talks about, like, he inspires me to be a fucking exactly where we came from, hunter gatherer. Fucking inspires you to pick up fucking archery and go out there and fucking kill a moose or some shit and skin the fuck out of it and eat it. And it's just like, yeah,
And
I
to
don't know.
some degree, maybe some people be like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like, don't need to do that anymore. Just go down to the supermarket, get get a get a steak.
Bro. Oh, I reckon we should wrap it up. I mean, hey, you know what's interesting is that we've been talking about food all night, but
Yeah, I was actually going to bring it up. I was like, we were literally planning on doing a food episode, and you were going to get a foodie, and we were maybe going to try and include Jace, and we were like, let's just talk about games, and then it's just like, let's talk about food.
That's fucking cool though. Like, I think you and I have different views on food, and that always makes for interesting discussion. So, dude, like, I can't wait for you to come out to Sydney. And
Well, I think the biggest difference in food is just the fine dining aspect to it. Because I'm just like a meal that doesn't get you full. That doesn't make
I
sense.
look, now that you've really highly expressed that with so much detail and
Yeah, and then
info.
you've also said this sausage roll that
No,
you'll
no, no,
love,
no,
and I'm like,
dude, trust me. If I take you fine dining and you're not full afterwards, I'm not going to be upset about you not liking it because you're not full. I'm still gonna ask you.
I won't
I'm
dislike it
no, no,
because
but
I'm
I'm
not
still
full.
gonna ask you: was that like fucking
Delicious.
tasty and delicious or what? Right? And you want more of it, but like, yeah, you can't afford more of it, right? So I'm still gonna
So
ask you the right questions, and um yeah, if you just want to get full, like, fuck, we can do that too. But like, I'm more curious about serving you some very small, beautiful, artistic dishes that I already know that I will value more than you do because I'm more the arty farty guy than you are. But
yeah, see that again is where we differ. I don't care what it looks
exactly,
on the
you don't
plate
give a fuck what it looks like.
because
But
I don't get when people are like, I'll take a photograph of my food before I'm just like,
dude,
no,
but
don't bother with
I
that.
still
Just
want to
start
see,
eating the thing.
no, but I still want to see your reaction to someone who's put effort and time into how this looks for you, and in order to make it look more appetizing for you. So
Okay,
that's
then
the
we'll
thing.
we'll
Like,
have, we'll
I'm
have a
interested
problem
in.
because yeah, you might have a problem because literally as it drops on the plate, I'll literally be like pulling it apart to like separate it a bit, and I'll be like, I'll be starting with this, and then this, and then this,
Well,
and he'll be like,
fuck,
wait,
man,
appreciate.
you might as well just grab what's on the plate that costs like $100, and you might just grab it in your hand and just shove it up your ass, bro.
Yeah, I imagine because I might be like, wait, appreciate
Wait,
the
wait.
beauty of
This
it.
is
I'm like, I
quicker.
don't
If I
care
just
about
shove it up
that.
my ass, it'll come out in the next 15 minutes. No, no, seriously, dude. I think we'll end up meeting halfway. But hey, that's for a future podcast. Like, I think we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, but the whole thing, the disagreement is like, I want to know the taste. I don't give a shit about the look.
Trust me, man. Trust me, man. I don't go fine dining. I haven't been fine dining in a very long time. But I crave it all the time. I crave
You
because
crave it all the time.
I ate Macca's today, and that's not fucking beef, bro. That is
I
sorry.
ate a
Sorry, it
beef.
wasn't beef. It just wasn't beef. Like, I want real fucking beef. I want a cow that's been massaged since it was a baby, and then it's gonna end up in my
See,
tummy.
I had a beef capri. I had a beef capri that my mum got from the butcher's, and it was delicious. And I had a side of like this like salad pasta, and it was oh my god, it was so
Dude,
nice.
you see, you know what too? That's the thing. That's the only reason why I'm interested in taking you out to fine dining is because you give off a vibe that I know that you know that two cuts of meat aren't the same. Like, it's just not. It's just not. There's cheap meat and there's good meat, and like, yeah, there's different types of meat. Like, it's not all the fucking, it's not just meat.
No.
I already know that you know that. That's why I'm interested in seeing your reaction to having some stuff that is cooked by people who are so desperate to please you, so desperate, so their whole career is about you being impressed with the fucking years they've put into learning how to cook it that way.
Also, when I just go into, I just go, should I just pull it out and get it out for you, and then you just lube it up and start going at it to please me?
Trust me, man. Trust me, man. These wanna be fucking Gordon Ramsays and shit. They're hungrier than the Gordon Ramsays.
Yeah, but what
They
chef
are
nowadays? What chef nowadays doesn't just go, I want to be like Gordon Ramsay? It's like, why?
well, they are trying so hard to please people like you. That's
I,
the
I
thing.
just, yeah,
It's not
I
for
just
me.
cook. I just personally, I just cook the way I cook. I go by like look, smell, and taste.
Well, then they do too, but maybe to an extremity. They're like the Greenpeace fucking they're the Greenpeace member that chains themselves up to fucking trees.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I'm just like one of those people who just goes, I don't really look at the time. I just go,
No, look,
I just ramp up the oven to 200,
dude,
stick
no,
it
no,
in,
no,
and
no,
just
no,
go, and
no,
just
dude, I'm with you. I'm the same, but it's like I'm not gonna pay $400 for a piece of shit, and I'll fucking go to social media and say this is a fucking piece of shit. Like that's the thing. But like, if I pay $400 for a meal and
doesn't blow you away.
I have something that hits my fucking tongue that is like it I have never had that experience before. It's I don't know. It's like Ratatouille, man. It's like a
Knocks you back to your childhood.
when something is so good that everyone on the table is just you look around and everyone's like, holy fuck. It's really rare. I'm totally with you. It's really rare. It's really rare, but fucking sometimes it happens, and it's fucking cool. And it's fucking cool. Who's posting shit? Oh, you're posting shit. Dude, let's wrap it up. It's really hilarious that we've been talking about food, but like,
I'm pretty sure this will be the longest. I'm pretty sure this has almost been going on for about 3 hours.
dude, I mean, like, we'll have to hashtag fucking foodie and shit.
Oh, I actually kind of want to do another episode about food because there's just like so many ways to go about this. And the
But
thing
yeah.
is like some of the topics we said we were going to talk about, we haven't even talked about. We pretty much
No,
just
but
dive
like
straight into food.
geeking out about food is a legit thing, man. Like, I think it's like,
Oh, to me, when you're saying I'm geeking out about something, to me, it's like no, it's not just sci-fi or anything like that.
no, no, it's about whatever
If
you're
you're
into.
if you're like, oh, fucking, did you see this basketball game yesterday? This play was so awesome and everything like that. Like, oh, you're geeking out about something.
I'm with you. It's totally about like I just think geeks are the coolest people in the world, and I know a lot of people like that think they're fucking too cool for themselves, think they put geeks down. But I've always been of the mindset that like when you're geeking out about something, that it says that you're into something, you're passionate about something. So I feel
Yes, I remember
sorry
you
for all
saying
the
that you.
Hmm.
Yes, I remember you saying you were jealous how passionate I was about Star Wars.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you're geeking out about it, and I think that's fucking cool. Like I think that the people who think they're cool, but they're not actually fucking into anything at all, I think they're fucking sad cunts, man. Like I think they need to get on there with their lives and like actually figure out what it is that they're actually into. And like part of it is about getting good too. Like 100%, I think geeks are really good at what they do. You know, you're really into something and you're knowledgeable about it. Like whether you're into a comic or a fucking game, I don't care what it is you're geeking out about, but I think the concept of geeking out for me is when someone love something so much and they are compelled to do the fucking research and fucking get good at what it is that they're geeking out about. And that's what geeking out is to me. So, yeah, I still have a lot of my friends that are like, oh, they probably never watch one of our episodes, Hawk. They will never, they probably never will click on the fucking video because it's called Geeked Out. But I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah, I imagine when it's like geeked out and it's got like this Star Wars looking background that people
Yeah,
just go, I
Um,
think I
they
know what
won't
this
click
is
on it.
about.
I'm cool with it. They as soon as if I put a video up with a fucking something cool, they'll click on it. But because it's got, like you said, the Star Wars font and the fucking background, they won't click on it. I'm like, I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. Each to their own. But
Right, well then
yeah,
let's wrap it up.
yeah, you're gonna fucking maybe not nipples
Do the
out because
outro as
you're
well.
fucking worried about nipples out.
Oh,
What's
I was
wrong?
just
What's
saying
wrong?
because
What's
obviously
wrong with like what's the fucking guys' nipples, fucking girls' nipples, like fucking.
just be the whole say. I don't know. I just for some reason when you were like Amanda's like not okay with the branding, I'm like, my God,
Oh
I
wait,
guess the
no, she
whole
didn't say that. No, she didn't say that. I'll just assume that she didn't say that.
Oh no,
I
for
just I
some
just thought
so
maybe she's just doing her own thing right now, and maybe like fucking
something in the back of my mind, and then considering that like on a couple of episodes we've literally talked about like sex, nipples, and everything. I'm just like yeah,
Well, dude,
like
I was shitting nipples all day today, and like I showed this girl like Essie, I showed her like the guy that got like sexually aroused to watching cuties on Netflix, and I thought she was gonna be disgusted by it, but she was like, she actually took sympathy on guys who are pedophiles. Oh my god, I don't want to get into another topic.
no, we're not going into that. All right,
Yeah, we are
so
not. But yeah, maybe not say nipples out. Maybe I don't know. Fuck, you're just
look,
gonna
I've got maybe something.
okay.
If not, we can like people in the comment section, or if you're ever gonna comment, let us know if you want us just to keep saying it or not. For this episode, I won't. So, peoples of the internet and internet dwellers, we have geeked out. See you next time.
Yeah, that's nice and fucking PC culture of you, bro. Shit. All right, guys, catches.